I got to make that longer so I'm not always doing this when we start. What's
Hey,
going on?
you can make it longer, and I'll sit there and jam out to it. How about that? I
It's
love
a
it,
good
man.
it's a good jam. I got to do something else with that song, man. I really like it. So, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Three-Star Draw on October 2nd, 2024.
Or Seven's
October.
Wild, October 2nd.
I was getting there.
Okay,
You,
my bad.
you and your damn premature ejaculation. Damn it,
Yep.
son.
Story of my life. I only have
So,
one, though. Only have one.
so as I was saying, Seven's Wild with myself, Downsouth 77, aka Three-Star Draw, and fresh off his appearance from Thursday with a friend on a
Yeah.
punk with toys, my cousin in arms.
Pop Blender. What's up?
So, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Uh, good. Well, good now. Been a rough week. Been a rough. Yeah, man. Been kind of tough. I talked about it a little bit last night. I guess. No big deal. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and uh wallow, nor tell people to wallow, nor wallow for me. But if any of y'all, as you're getting older, start dealing with aches and pains and bumps and bruises, and you can't figure out, the worst part's when you can't figure out what it is, right? Like, you
Yeah,
don't know what the cause of it is. You know what it is on your body, but you can't figure out why it is. And so it's been a little bit of a rough few days. I powered through the stream last night, um, and hopefully didn't show that. But yeah, last night I definitely, my neck was struggling, so to speak. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what I've done. Don't know what I've slept. Maybe I slept on a dead possum. I don't know. That's what people probably think of us down here. People watching there, they're like, "Hey, some bitch ain't got no teeth and slept on a damn possum last night.
yeah, my
This some
damn
bitch, he
knee.
laid on the side of the road."
Knees acting up again. I fell asleep on that damn possum again
He,
last
he,
night.
he got some roadkill and strapped it to his damn hood and slept on it last night.
So
That's
you
what they do down there.
you said it was your neck. Has it been like a bit of a stiff neck, like
Look, listen,
crick,
my
as we say?
neck, my back. Wait, I was about to get
My
started
neck
on
and my back.
my neck, my back, my wait a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
No,
Well, we ain't 4 minutes in yet.
uh yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I don't know what it is. It's enough to piss you off. I
Yeah,
can probably say that 4 minutes in or less. Um, yeah, it's enough to make you mad. And when you get to our age at almost 50, yeah, it just happens, man. And you can't, and you're
yeah.
just like, okay, well, let me take some of this or take that, Motrin, whatever. It is what it is. So yes, look, I'm good. I'm ready to rock and roll. I've got some funky outfits to show today. I can't wait till we get to it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gonna be good time. So
Yes, and so yeah, so what about you? Because I talked to you earlier today. We don't have to deep dive, but I talked to you earlier today. Um, we need to keep this stream on time constraints. We need to make sure that we get it right in the time frame because you've
yeah,
got a big, not big day tomorrow, but you've got some stuff going on.
yeah. I got an early day at work. Early for me. Got to get up way earlier than what I'm used to. I got to drive to a meeting tomorrow that we don't usually have, and when we have it on Wednesday, not Thursday. So if we do that, I can usually rearrange things and come home and try to take a little old man nap or close my eyes for a few minutes if I need. Not like I can ever fall asleep, because you can't ever fall asleep when you want to nap. It's when you don't want to fall asleep is when you actually fall asleep.
I hear you,
But
buddy.
so we have a meeting tomorrow, and it is across town through all of the Nashville traffic.
Love it.
And I got to be there right in the middle of rush hour. So yeah,
Yep.
one of them days, man. So I'm ready for this week to be over. This week has been ass so far, so I'm ready to knock the last bit of ass out.
I heard that, brother. So look, we're in the month of October. This is your favorite time of season, favorite time of year.
Yeah.
And so we, kind of batted some things back and forth. And look, we know people in this chat that have coming up with topics sometimes. As many times I've told people, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. I will just kind of do shit, come to the table right at the last second, whatever. Tonight, not with no different. But most of the times I'm good on my feet, thinking on my feet,
Yeah.
right? Come up with something, whatever it is, really, whatever situation. However, coming up with topics for a show week after week or every other week, even when you do other shows, can be, it can be. I know it's been called anxiety inducing. I've heard it called, obviously stressful. It's, I know there are people who definitely have done that, and especially if you do a weekly show, like weekly, and
Yeah.
maybe there's not a lot of news to talk about, depending on what you stream about, right? If there's not a lot of news going on, man, you got to get real creative maybe sometimes.
And that's when you're good at that because you talk for a living, so you're easy to talk to, so you can go, you can just take hold of it and let it go.
Yeah, to an extent, but it still doesn't mean though that like when I even myself sitting there trying to come up with things, or like let's say a top 7 list, right? A top 10 list, a top 5 list, whatever, even sometimes, that's not always the easiest thing to do. That's
No.
for sure. And we
Especially with a theme, when you got a big theme for it.
With a theme. But so this whole month we're going to fit 3 streams in this month. We've got one the day before Halloween, a Wednesday night, right before Halloween. That'll be a fun one. I know I'm gonna dress up. So I have to, I have to do something I don't normally do. I have to plan. and
I'm gonna go as Matthew Matson.
Oh my God. Well, then we need to figure out how to get you a hat like that.
I can cover that. Yeah,
that would be that would be pretty funny though. And so yeah, nonetheless, so this month we get 3 streams, which is unusual. We don't usually get 3 a month. This way it falls this month, and we're gonna do all 3 Halloween themed. Is that right? Like just try to come up with it and keep it in that theme, right? So that'll be fun.
I've got a couple ideas I got to bounce off of you, but I got some good ideas. So let's say what's up to the chat. Chat is rolling.
Absolutely.
Go back up here to the top. So what's up? Son of a Crayon Slayer was first in as usual.
Yep.
Daredevil Dave, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
Daredevil don't play either. Yeah, he don't play. He was first. He's first a lot. He jumps right in.
I like what he says next. I'm taking this opportunity to say hello to the next 15 people in chat. I cannot spend the rest of the night calling out your names, so just know that I love you all. So
ain't that something? That's awesome. I love
it. Yeah, that's good, man. I wish I could do a blanket like that, but because I always feel like I miss somebody, and I probably do. So J Astro says, listen. Oh shit, wrong show. I thought about starting it like that one time, but that means everybody would have to take 3 shots right off the bat. And I just don't know if that's, if they'd be ready to handle both of us after doing 3 shots, just slamming them like that. So, Derek Holloman in the house. Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro, good day. And I'm glad you're here because I summoned you. If you didn't know, you didn't feel it in your bones before I come in here to sit down and get everything ready. I was looking for something to put in on the TV in the other room, which is stupid because I'm not going to be in there for 3 hours. But sometimes my dog Pretzel goes in and lays on the couch and he will fall asleep watching TV, and I couldn't let him watch The Golden Bachelor. So I was trying to find something on my streaming TV that he might enjoy, and lo and behold, Crocodile Dundee followed by Crocodile Dundee 2 was on. Not only did I turn it on, one of the most awesome movies, I turned it on right at the part where Sue is at the edge of the swamp and she's about to fill her canteen up, and the crocodile comes out and grabs her canteen and he saves her. But if you know that scene, you also know I don't know about for most other people, but that was when I saw that movie when I was a kid. That was the first time in my life I ever saw a thong because she's got on a
Oh,
thong one piece
wow.
bathing suit.
Holy crap. Yep.
I turned it on right at that scene. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a good day, Tater.
It's gonna be a good day. Mustard and thongs.
that'd be a wild combination, wouldn't it?
Yes, I know it. I mean,
Yeah,
no, yes, it would be. Absolutely. That'd be
mustard
crazy.
and thongs.
Never tried that.
I'm not sure I want to. Crusty
Honey
old crow.
mustard.
It will be when it's over. And probably getting right down the line to Love's Mules. What's going on? Love's Mules.
Wait a minute. Hang on a
yeah.
second. I know who that is.
Yeah, we know Love's Mules. Somebody
Hell
that is
yes.
near and dear to us. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Got Triple C in the house. Hi everyone. Derek Holloman in the house. Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict.
The best.
Settle out of court for 40 ounces in a jawbreaker.
I heard that.
$10 in Slim Jim.
I know some girls like that.
Yeah, I do
well, I used to know some girls.
Yeah. That's why I stick to toys now.
Man.
Sabir Del Norte in the house. Good evening, everyone in chat and on the TV screens. Hope all is well in this midweek period. It is well because it is almost over. It's well on its way to being the hell out of here.
I wanted to mention really quickly. I'm trying to find. Okay, I want to make sure this chat. And actually, go ahead and mention that fellow right there. My bad. I didn't mean. I didn't even hear you. My bad.
Must have showed up right when I revealed my Halloween costume. What's going on, Matthew Matson?
Hell yeah.
So where was you at? What was you going to come up with?
Well, I wanted to dress this comment by Crusty Old Crow. Okay, so that way, if the media gets a hold of this chat comment for our stream and they try to run with it, CNN, Fox, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, I just want to make sure that I distance myself from Diddy. Okay, just so you guys know.
Everybody else
I don't know Diddy's cleaning lady. I may or may not have had a run-in with her, but I don't know what her name is. I only know that she is Guatemalan. Okay, that's it. That's all I know.
That was the mustard thong, wasn't it?
And she has huge feet like a hobbit, but her hands are very, very tiny. And I know her hands are tiny because
smells like cabbage.
Tiny hands, big feet, Guatemalan, Diddy's cleaning lady. Other than that, I don't know what her name is, Krusty. So that's all I'm going to say. If anybody wants to run with that, contact the news organizations. That's all I know. The rest of it, no comment.
There probably was some mustard and thongs going on at Diddy's.
Yes, and some gardening tools too. Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
What?
So we got Mendoza is joined us. Yeah, Mendoza got it. Carnies, small hands, smell like cabbage.
Yes. Oh yeah. Holy moly. Anyway.
So what is going on, everybody, and anybody that might be lurking? Looks like we got 21 people watching right now. Hit that like button. I remembered to say it before the last 5 minutes. So like that. What's up, Lunchbox Killer?
Hell yeah.
Oh, we just chilling like villains, I suppose. So
yeah, man. So, little bit of, I say news. I mean, right now, obviously, me and Matthew went over some of the dock worker stuff and whether that's going to affect toys. We're not really going to get into that. But there's a little bit of action going on. There's some toy action going on. There's on the G.I. Joe front, there's, not a ton of, I guess, news or nothing like that. There was a good interview though, with Oh hell, with Lenny and what's his name?
Tony.
Tony. Yeah.
That's the full force interview.
Yes, the
I
full force one.
still haven't watched
I,
that.
I I started watching a little bit of it. I'm sure maybe many of you guys, in the chat have. I do. I mean, look, man, like we all have our favorites, and then we all have those that we can't stand, and we all have. But you know what? Like I like dude from Full Force. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
I think he seems like a good dude. It always brings it right. Seems to be excited. Just loves sharing the news. I don't think he's freaking out about trying to get credit for this, that, and whatever. Not that I've ever seen. But interviews like that are good, man. I think it's good that, and this is off top. This is not something we planned, by the way. We didn't plan on talking about this. This is just something I brought up on my own. But I think it's important when the people from the companies that we buy stuff from, or the people that we like or we don't like, whatever, uh, do interviews like that. It's important that they reach out to creators that, on YouTube, especially on YouTube now, because I think a lot of people get their news from YouTube instead of the mainstream media. And so I feel like, it's important when they do interviews like that. It's not the first time, it won't be the last, but I do like that. And I do think it's with a guy that does a good job. He's consistent, you know what I mean? And I like what he does. I like the way he presents it. And I love listening to people who have a different accent than I do, but especially
right.
a overseas accent, right? British,
Yeah,
Australian. They're easy to listen to on a stream. They just are,
yeah.
especially for
Oh yeah,
Americans. And so I love it. I love listening to it. I think dude's good. I think he's really good, and it's always good to get interviews like that and get
yeah.
get some play. So cool.
Well, you talk about news and talking about interviews and stuff. I mean, 98% of this entire space gets its news from him and delivers it in
Yeah.
another way. So,
Right.
yeah, he is online so much. I don't listen to every podcast he does, but yeah, I do enjoy listening to Chris McLeod. And it's a lot of days. It's all I can do to drag myself out of bed. Has anybody ever heard him in a bad mood?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I never have, and I'm with you, right? Like dragging yourself out of bed, getting your ass ready to go, this and that. I'm with you. Never
Yeah,
seen a stream where he didn't seem into it. He wasn't ready
yeah,
to go. He wasn't prepared. Always
right.
prepared. Photographs are prepared. Everything's ready to go to share. All that stuff, man. It's good. It's a good stream to watch for somebody who wants to do like a news oriented content channel like that. That's
Yeah.
someone that you could follow, that you could watch and take some tips from and borrow some stuff from.
Well, I mean, we had a couple of certain channels whose entire channel is based off of whatever he says, and then,
Yeah,
like their
it's one.
whole thing. So,
I agree. I mean, look, it's one thing to borrow. It's one thing to get inspiration. Musicians have been doing it for years. It's another thing to blatantly just either A, rip people off and not give credit, or B, literally try to be exactly like another channel, right?
yeah,
You have to bring your own flavor and style, but it's okay to take inspiration, and people will usually recognize it, kind of. But as long as you bring enough of what you do and your personality to the table, then most people will forgive those borrowed,
yeah.
inspirations. So
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right. Matthew says, "I have, of course, you have, Matthew. Several times he's gotten pissed at the chat, or certain instances happens every now and then. I guess every now and then you got to. There you go, Dave. Clint Jorgensen's joined us. So
hey,
Dave said he needed to say hi to 4 more people and he'd have it covered. So there's Clint. What's going on, Clint? How you doing?
Clint, we don't really have family reunions anymore, but what we do have is we still do, for the most part, get together for birthday parties. Our families over the many years have been very traditional. So it's a birthday cake, it's ice cream, it's blowing out the candles, it's singing happy birthday, it's making sure people
Burgers,
burgers or
pizza,
pizza come over at 2 o'clock on a Saturday or 4 o'clock on a Sunday, whatever it is, and
and
everybody gets together.
it's also dry.
Oh yeah,
No
there's no
alcohol
alcohol.
at
No,
any
no
of our
alcohol.
family stuff
No.
unless like, oh, I think I can remember like twice.
One year I brought wine to a Thanksgiving, and it was like I had just done something absolutely. And
Yeah,
our cousin Tim, was like, "Oh, there's wine." He was like, "Heck
yeah,
yeah!" And it
yeah.
was like,
Tim
"Yeah,
was
I
all
brought
about
some
it.
wine," but that was like way out of the
And then there
ordinary.
was the one Christmas somewhere around when I turned 21 or 22. I got you some Crown, or you got me some Crown, and we went downstairs to
Yeah,
my bedroom and
yeah.
did like 2 shots and went back upstairs for
Wow.
Christmas breakfast. Remember
Yes.
that? So
Yes.
it would not be, if we did it, Clint, it would not be as entertaining as this, and I can guarantee you nobody else there would want to be in front of a camera.
Not really. No.
Not
I've
at
even
all.
asked. I've even tried to do the interview thing. Like
Yeah.
interview a parent. Sit down, have a over the shoulder camera, have another camera over the shoulder, classic interview style, and then edit that and just interview my mom. Like, hey, when Kennedy was assassinated, or when this happened, what were you thinking when you were in school? When Elvis, was huge, like, the Beatles, what do just those basic questions, like stuff you'd want to know. And I've tried to ask and ask and ask, and it's like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. And
Yeah.
I'm
It
like, man,
ain't.
it's kind of a bummer, because you really would kind of like to have that, right? And,
Yeah.
so
Ain't happening.
I'll keep trying, but it probably ain't going to happen. But it is something that I would like to do.
Yeah.
Just family history, documenting things, that kind of thing. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. That would be, it'd be neat, but I don't see anybody on that side. On that side doing it. Clint says, respectfully hope you guys and your family are okay with the storms. We were okay here in Middle Tennessee. It was
Yes.
more to the east that really got hit very hard. We just got some rain. So
Yes. That's my Loves Mules is my sister, by the way. And she is Southern as Southern comes. And she more than I am being right now. But
yeah.
I don't know. Some people, I mean, it is funny, but at the same time, it's down here, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Clint also says we can do a live stream at your 50th birthday.
We got a whole year. I tell you what, on my 50th, as long as it's not on a day maybe where I've got my son, or and it's like a Friday or Thursday or something weird like that, I'll probably do one just for the heck of it. So yeah, but we got plenty of time to plan for that. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not going to be able to go to the camper next year. Usually, they always, if we do something on for family wise on his birthday, it's always because of when
Labor
it is.
Day
It's
ish.
always Labor Day, and
Yeah.
I'm at my camper. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, so that is what's going on. And I got a starred comment here from Derek.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that we're gonna talk about that in just a couple minutes. That's something I'm gonna address, is that right there. So I did see the comment. So
Real quick too, if you didn't, and I don't think so, but Sabir just slipped in here right on the back end of us and
oh yeah, I
chat.
hollered at him.
Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Just making sure before we start getting into it.
Yeah. So all right. So we've already brought up news and touched on a little bit of news. So that means it's time to ask. So what's going on?
We touched on our news. We
Yeah.
touched on our news, but we haven't touched, I guess, on what's going on.
What's going
Can I want to see the tree? Show me the tree. Oh my
We're gonna
goodness.
we're
I
gonna
can't
have
even
to
reach
find
around my
some
head, though. I can't even reach around my head like
with
that anymore.
Your
My
stiff neck.
freaking neck. I'm gonna break
I got a Viagra stuck in my throat. Now I got a stiff neck.
it. Right?
We're just killing it with the Austin Powers references. Tonight.
Yeah, really.
I could probably do the whole stream and all of Austin Powers references, but I'm not. But I could probably
I'd like to watch like Austin Powers and do a watch party, but I don't know if everybody understands the way a watch party goes, like how you actually do one or not. I'm not sure, because you can't actually watch the show it's your reaction while you watch it with other people and you talk about what's going on the screen. It is fun, but it just depends on what it is you're watching.
I've never participated in a watch party.
It's fun. I've done it a couple times, and some of the people I like. Star Wars Theory is one of them, watching some of them shitty Star Wars shows. It's kind of fun to watch his reaction when shit happens, And everybody, the chat's just flying. There's like 20,000 people in there,
Yeah,
and the chat's just going, and everybody's typing the same thing, like,
like, oh, that was awful. Yeah. So, are you going to do a video on Agatha All Along this week?
I am
episode
actually.
3?
I'm actually, I'm in the middle of it, and it's not very long, and I'm really probably about done with it. I'm just trying to figure out where to just cue a couple more little memes, and then editing. I like to edit out pauses. So that takes a little longer than what you might think. So sometimes I take out some uhs and some stuff like that. And so I have to really tighten things up on the timeline when I do that. And I've got to really go through it. So sometimes it takes a little longer, and sometimes it's not bad at all.
If I did that, it'd take me a week to make any video.
Trust me, I hear you. It's why it takes me that long. That's why I've talked about trying to get better at speaking clearly and concisely and quickly. That's why I wanted. I've ordered that teleprompter, which sounds kind of dumb, but in reality, if you've got it there and your camera's in the middle of it and the screen's right there, it doesn't look like you're reading. And then if you can set the speed of it, it's your words. It's not like it's not your words. It's your words. It's just helping you condense and clearly get your point across. And I think it would help me a bit.
With my luck, I'd lose my place and it'd keep going. And I'd be like,
Ron Burgundy. Don't be Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Real quick, Triple C, before we jump into it, and we don't have a whole lot before we really get to our topic. There's not a whole lot to get to, but at the same time, we got plenty of time. So Triple C, here's the deal. And I saw your post on YouTube today, and I wanted to reach out to you, at the very least comment to you. I'd rather do it privately to you, message you maybe. Editing software, he and I both use a program called Clipchamp. It's free. They do have a paid version that gives you more options. Now, the one thing with Clipchamp is it is very novice. It's for a very novice user, and that's okay because most people are novice editors and people that use software. Right, me too. So Adobe, right? Like this software is not going to allow you to put graphics on your screen. It has some things, but you're not going to take like my head and put it on the body of Sly Stallone and insert it in from one of the movies and have it like shooting dual machine guns while it runs across the screen. You're not going to do stuff like that. You could, but man, it's not that intuitive. It's just a very basic software, Triple C. So my point is like, yes, Clipchamp is easy once you start to use it. But as with anything, and you'll agree with this, you have to use it consistently.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you'll never remember it.
Yeah, you have to get into it and mess around with it and experiment with it. And remember, if you do, remember 2 things. Whatever you upload to it is just the copy that you're working with in there, so you can't mess it up.
Yes.
And everything is online. So everything you do, that's the thing I dislike about it the most, is everything is online with it. So if your internet connection goes down, you really can't do shit to it.
Right.
Till you get it back. And I've had issues in here. I've got my network adapter on my card is getting wonky. I actually have a hard line run all the way through my living room plugged in here now because I don't trust it, and it only seems to mess up when I'm using Clipchamp because it's transmitting lots of data. Even though I got a good connection, it's something on my card that messes it up. So
Yeah.
And if you've got Windows, 11, you've got the basic version.
Yeah, it's free. The reason I wanted to mention that is because I had seen the comment that he made put out on YouTube on his community tab today, and the thing of it is like I want to tell you, like Triple C, like don't, if you have the time and you can do it, don't stop making content, but the tools you use can make your life much easier. So like you talking about getting a laptop next year, well, that would be great, because that would give you another tool that will make your life easier than trying to use a phone or whatever, right? It just, those extra tools, they are expensive, but they do make a difference when you're trying to produce content like this. It does make a difference. It really does. And it sucks, but it's the reality of doing some YouTube videos,
And like he said, the more you do it, you'll get it more down pat. I mean, that's what I did. I started when I started doing YouTube, making videos last year. I started looking for editing stuff because I've never done it in my life, and I accidentally somehow searched in Windows, and that was when I realized that I had an editing program already on my computer from Microsoft, and I made an account and started using it and got a little better and a little better. And then I did get the premium, the paid version, where you have access to more stock content, and the more you have access to, the more you can do. So and you just kind of keep adding to it. So Ostradamus Toys, Oz might be a little behind.
Maybe so. That's all right. I think Dave's also keeping count of how many people are actually in the chat. We've got 24 watching right now, but he says 14, and then he's like, and number 15 goes to, and so he's keeping track of it. I love it. It's pretty awesome.
It's awesome. Also, man. What's up? Tart Murphy snuck in here. I had him highlighted, so
I know you did.
wouldn't forget to go back and say hi, because I'm bad about that. It's hard reading this, keeping up with this chat.
It's a lot to do, man. It's like landing planes. I'm telling you, it's like landing planes.
And I used to watch some creators, and I would be in the chat, and I would feel like, man, they're not even seeing me, or they're ignoring me. Like, that ain't it. This shit's hard to do. To keep up with it, especially trying to go back and forth the screens and slides and all that stuff. So if we do miss anybody, it ain't on purpose. I appreciate everybody that is tuned in and watching.
Yeah.
So let's see, there it is. So let's get back to what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop up something right here as soon as I reopen it and ask, did anybody pick up these guys? So this is the Super 7 Reaction Plus. This is obviously the bat, and they're out. People are finding them at Targets right now. I just wondering if anybody in the chat picked these up. I think they're kind of neat. Hang on a sec, because Pretzel's prancing around.
Yeah. So I like them. I guess if I was in the O-ring, I'd be I might be on them, but I'm not. So it's kind of tough, but I appreciate the variety, right? Like, I appreciate the fact that it's there and it's available and it's being made, because if it wasn't being made, then no one would get the opportunity. So for that, I appreciate it. And I'm glad that people who do want them and do collect O-ring figures can get them.
But see what they did here? Like, look, what's that? What's that? See what that is? See what they did there? A damn file card on the back of the package and a cross sell, which they are doing, as we know, on the retro card line. But on the main line, man, if they went back to the back of the package like this, how awesome would it be? But they ain't gonna do it. They're trying to save all this money and all that shit. So,
well, and not even necessarily that. Like, even let's say don't get me wrong, because I'm with you, but even on top of that, it's like even if they weren't right early on, it's just not I think it came with the classified thing. I think they just wanted to differentiate it enough and not, have that kind of same raha thing.
Yeah.
I love, of course, I love the file cards, and I think it's great. But it's something that at the very least with classifieds they never did, so we don't have to sit there and go, man, they just stopped doing them.
Yeah.
It's like they
Yeah. I
just
mean, we
never
never
did them.
had them.
Just
You
never
know,
did them, right?
the thing to do with file cards, I think, if you're not going to put them on the package, is do what they just did with the Twilight Guard and Steel Corps Commander. Put them out there, make the damn QR code work, and go to that. Don't
Do they?
wait for us to have to see a Facebook or an Instagram post
That's
with
true.
it.
Yeah.
Just but Hasbro's having a little bit of difficulty getting their online shit together lately.
Well,
So
you're right, and that damn QR code takes you to that stupid Hasbro front page, right? It doesn't.
landing page.
It should take you to that file card for that figure. That would be a great and easy, really easy thing to do as a company, to have someone just do that for you, even if it just took it to the original person, right? It just say it's the original guy. He's classified figure, right? Whatever. Just give us a file card. People would actually be like, yeah, that's cool as shit. That's
outsource
an easy thing to do.
that to somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Pay for that.
So easy. That is so
even at least take us to the G.I. Joe landing page.
At the very least, yes. Or hey, do you want to buy this figure again? Take it right to that figure's buy page on Pulse, whatever, right? It's just weird. This shit is weird. Now, I wanted to ask you, do they have a call to action on the back of that? Do they have the call to action where they had the whole buy the, like get the, what is it usually in capitals, like collect all the figures now, on that file card? Yeah, see right there, collect G.I. Joe weapons, figures, codes. So they have a call to action.
Yep.
They have the sale on there, the cross sale, right? You probably have the red, white, and blue. Yeah, you got the whole thing. It's just like they used to do, and that is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, I love it. I mean, nobody's debating the awesomeness of their packaging.
No.
That's
now
for
the figures themselves, now that were maybe the debate. I did see where I think Frostbite got all 4 of them.
Yeah, Frostbite said he got all 4. Derek Holloman said he's passing. Hasn't seen them yet. Okay. Triple C almost did not. And Matthew, they lack detail. Use the reaction heads, giant weapons. Price is good, but I don't need any. The weapon is crazy big. Like he comes with that. Looks kind of like a futuristic, like a MP5 or something.
Yeah.
It's huge. I've seen pictures. Triple C, these are in the original scale. They're the same size as the Super 7 reactions. That's just kind of they're just O-ring, more articulated reactions, which is what they should have been to begin with, and they'd have probably sold 1 billion of them if they had been.
And
what's up, Dreadnought K6?
Yeah, Bobby Wald stops in too, sliding in here. Big
What's
Bobby.
Up, Bobby. Yeah, and made it hadn't made it all the way down to the bottom yet.
No, you're good. I just seen them kind of come in. It's all good. Even if you don't highlight it, you know what I mean? Like while you're going, it's fine. Ain't no thing.
So
got
that guy. There's an action shot of him. I'm gonna get this bat when I see him.
I like the color.
I do too. It's the cartoon color, the same color as the SDCC exclusive from last year, 22, whenever it was, the one that Punk hates so much. I like the color. And you guys know me, I love my bats. So I am going to pick this up, and I'm actually still looking for the Python reaction bat. I'm waiting to try to find it at a show or at a shop or something, but I mean, I ain't gonna pay $20 for it, but I do want it. So the bat is probably one of the only 2 of these that I want, and this is the second one.
Right.
This is obviously Cobra Commander. Only comes with these 2 little dinky guns, but reactions don't really come with much. They don't give us accessories.
No, they don't come with much, and that's okay for I think most people if they really just want the figure.
Yeah.
I like the paint app; looks good.
Yeah, he looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I don't know. I don't know that I would open either of them. I really want to because I want to mess around with them.
I wouldn't probably.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 reaction Cobra Commanders, and I'd like to get this one.
Did.
Yeah, I've got the one that looks like this. I've got the one with the actual mirror, like the chrome visor, and then I've got the Python one.
Okay.
So I would want this one to put with them, but I always also kind of want this one to mess around with. But man, I really hate to buy 2 of each one of these.
I just can't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, look, I get the email, I get the Super 7 emails, and I get the, and I'll see like the Wolf Boy and Mummy Girl or what say pack of 4 for $100. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, man, I'm good.
No,
I'm good, brother.
Can't get Wolf Girl this year. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, just to be quite honest with you now, people say, well, it's in the eye of the beholder, obviously, and that's exactly right, And so if you are super cool with paying $24.99 or whatever for one of these, or even
the 20. I think
20.
They held them at 20.
Well, hell, when I'd go to Target and see them reactions, man, they're like $20, $25, 20. Sometimes
they're 20.
20. You sure?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought there's more than that. Every time, maybe that's probably because they're on the damn wrong peg. That's Target.
Yeah, probably. If they were Target, they probably were.
But
probably
my point is,
peg.
yeah, I mean, either way, at $24.99 versus $19.99, if I'm looking at what I'm getting with a classified. But again, it's all about the scale and stuff. I mean, but either way, it is funny when I get those emails because it's like, hey, you can get Jimi Hendrix and Kirk Hammett and like these musician ones, and I'm for $100, and I'm like, I just can't.
Well, it's kind of
quite go there.
Goes back to kind of what Punk says a lot of times when he's talking about these, like stuff like that is stuff that he would pay that for because you're probably not going to get it in another format. And it's
that's
kind
true.
Of a niche little cool thing, whether you open it or not. These things make great wall hangers. I mean, if I could pick them up cheap enough, I'd wallpaper the empty spots on the wall in this room with them just because they look so good. But as far as like taking them out and playing with them, that shit ain't happening. That's why I want to check out the O-ring.
Yeah. I'm with you, but again, I mean, and so that's the other thing, right? Unless you are into I love it, well hung, awesome, love it. This is
95% a Joe string.
yeah, pretty much. So, but unless you're into them, I don't think most people, if you've been into collecting the classifieds, and let's say that you got back into it 4 years ago and you hadn't really been, you don't have your collection anymore, or you sold everything years ago and all that kind of stuff. Unless you're into buying them O-rings again, unless you're into going back and going to flea markets and stuff and filling out that line again from the 80s or whatever, chances of you buying these when you're mainly a classified collector, probably not going to happen, right? Like you're just not going to do it unless there's one or two that you just really like that you got.
I think that's what a lot of people do is their characters they really, really like. They'll buy those guys. And that's kind of what I've done with them. But I ain't going to buy any of them at $20 a pop. The only 2 that I've seen that I think I would give $20 a pop for are the PSA ones. There's a Roadblock and there's a Mutt from the old classic, PSAs, the Roadblock body massage and the Mutt I'm a computer. I do want those 2, and those don't come up for sale that often. Like you find them, but they're full price. I might pay it for them, but that is also my 2 favorite Joes as well. So, take that for what you will. So here's this dead-eyed doll-headed thing.
Look, man, here's the deal, right? I mean, and we're going to get into this with our topic later. It's something I want to bring up with our topic later.
Well, look at that, boy.
The
that don't
artwork,
translate, does it?
yeah, but even the artwork, personally, for me, like if I look at as a whole, scroll back a bit and look at that as a whole, fucking weird
yeah.
ass stance. That shit looks weird. I'm sorry, it just does. It looks weird. Now, the face and the hair, as far as the artwork's concerned, yes, you're right. It doesn't translate to the figure because it does look pretty good. But overall, as a whole, the gun, the stance, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I look at the card and immediately I'm like, I don't really care to get this. Even if the figure looked really good, it's like turns me off immediately. I just think it looks strange.
I don't care. Most of the card art on these, most of the pictures are really well done. I do not like this one. Like I go back to that. That looks good.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That looks good.
But compared to those, I don't think that looks that good.
Yeah, it is a weird, unnatural pose and the angle of the gun. But if you looked at, like, if somebody just showed you that, like,
number one, it doesn't look real.
And you said, what is that? And I would say that is probably some kind of a Marvel witch figure.
Yeah, I can understand that. I everybody says, well, it's just blonde haired, cover girl. Yeah, that's cool. Great. But honestly, this does not look real to me. Now,
that's Megan. That's what that is.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, and right, Matthew, the skin paint looks terrible. But my point is like, I don't know that this is real. Like, honestly,
it doesn't look it.
I personally don't know that this photograph is a real photograph of the figure in the package. I don't know that I believe that, because it doesn't, when you zoom in on it, especially, it really starts to look like something that is not real.
Yeah. I have seen a couple of comments, and if anybody in chat has seen these yet, I've seen a couple of comments people have made that says that it does not look this bad in person. It's the way that the light works on the paint that they used on this figure. So maybe it's one of these, I'm gonna have to see it in person, but I ain't gonna buy it either way, because I don't really care for blonde cover girl as it is. So.
Just the way the figure's standing in the package, look at the feet, look at the thing. I don't know. I don't think this is a real representation of the figure. I think this is a picture of it, or what they want it to picture to be.
Yeah,
like, I really do.
Now there are, I do not have the other pictures like I had of the Bat and Cobra Commander. I didn't save all of them with them.
Frostbite. Frostbite says it looks
There
amazing in person. I mean, I don't
think
know.
I saved this picture. There it
Maybe
is.
It's me, and there's some weird thing about it that doesn't look real to me. I'm probably wrong. I'm sure I am. And this is a great picture of the figure on a white background or whatever they've done.
The skin is not really that much darker than the white background. It's like vampire cover girl. It's Twilight cover girl.
Something about it that looks like freaking a 3D render or a clay mold or a birthday.
Send me
it looks like a cake.
A picture. Yeah, it's a cake topper.
I swear to God.
Send me a picture of Frostbite of, like, just on Instagram or something of it, just like sitting on your desk or something. I ain't gonna throw it up here. I just want to see it.
But just to compare it, right? Just to compare it, because sometimes I don't trust these photos, and I think sometimes we're given right, and I know a lot of times people figure it out, or it'll say this is a digital render, or this is an artist's render of what it should look like, or blah 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 blah. But I don't anymore. I don't know what to trust anymore on the internet, right? Like with AI and just with everything else, like I don't know what I can trust. I really don't. And it's interesting, and getting this in your hands, definitely. I mean, a picture of it just sitting on a table to look at with shadows.
Matthew sent me a picture, but I want to see one like on somebody's, like on your desk, like beside
right.
Joe's or something. Like that's what I want to see. I think Frostbite's got it. So
so if you get that, that's cool. He may send you one. He's playing a little World of Warcraft right now, and I get that.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine, man. Yeah, go right ahead. So here's Blue Boot Snake Eyes. This picture looks a little better than Cover Girls.
I can,
He looks like he's phoning it in this picture though, don't he?
man. I'm gonna tell you right now,
Looks
that's one disinterested Snake Eyes. And number two, they should have made the boots black with the blue band around the bottom and the wristbands and the armbands. That's all you need. You don't need fully blue boots. Like that shit looks weird. I'm sorry. The boots
Yeah,
need to be
I
black.
agree.
You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
right
the
there, make
boots,
that
yes,
black.
yes,
Yeah,
100%. I don't.
yeah,
I think that looks odd. I don't mind the blue at all, but I think the boot should have been black, and then just that topper or the band, the top of them, whatever you want to call it, like the wristbands and the armband. I don't mind this figure at all. I think the legs look a little weak, but that's just me.
yeah. I mean, overall, other than the boots, like I don't mind the blue bicep cuff and the wrist cuff or whatever. I don't mind that, but yeah, the boots just kind of throw this whole thing off, and you can see there.
Doesn't it though? I
Yeah,
mean,
it
doesn't it?
just
Isn't
like
that kind of
why?
weird? Yeah,
I
like
get cartoony.
I guess, but like you could still get that. I think that color would pop way better with the black actual footwear.
Yeah,
Just that a blue band around it, right? Or a blue, the boot top as blue. But I don't know,
yeah.
man.
It
It's
does. It looks they look weird. Which I mean, the Super Sevens. That's kind of what they go for, right? They go for cartoony. They go for bizarre, and I don't know. This hits both of them, cartoony and
yeah,
bizarre. I do like the gray of the web gear.
yeah.
So with the see all that flows, the visor and the web gear, the grenades, all that stuff. That looks good. But them boots, man, they kill it for that figure. But the last thing I need is another Snake Eyes anyway. So what about these guys? What are we thinking about these?
Listen, so
A
Matthew tricked
plus
me.
for presentation.
I'm with you. A+ for presentation. Matthew tricked me last night when he was holding up a couple of them, but I found out, yes, Wild Boys never lose it, never chose this way. If you like Duran Duran, yeah, I'm all about these guys. I love these guys, man. But yeah, Matthew kind of duped me last night, and he's like, "I've got to create red flowers for them," and I'm like, "How the hell did you do that?" But he'll do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, they were Hammerhead bodies, the Spider-Man villain, and then he had the Tomax and Zaymot heads on there.
yeah.
No,
That's the best. That's the best custom if you're gonna make suited ones. I used the agent Everett Ross was the one I used to
yeah.
make mine with.
I do like these, and I'm glad that there is a extensive enterprise representation of these guys. I think that that's important. I think for photography, I think for role play, whatever it is you want to do. I think that always having the extensive enterprises or, some type of version of them as businessmen is
Yeah,
important to have instead of just their battle, armor, battle outfits. Yeah, I love it. I mean, obviously, I guess some people could say, well, that could just be whatever, like you could do that with anything, right? You could just, make your own. I guess you could make your own, but I like at least the fact that they went out and they have the double-breasted suits here, and yeah, it's cool.
I wish they would make these in classified. Actual GI Joe packaging, like the works. These figures. I'd love to see a suited Tomax and Zaymot, and there's hope, right? Because I figure somewhere down the line we're going to get Headman, so
Oh,
they could possibly reuse
somewhere down the line, I'd
these
love to get
boots.
Head Man.
Yeah, yeah, not
Wait,
from
what?
a man.
Huh?
What? I would like to see these figures in classified. And I do want to talk about the face. The faces are awful.
I do
these
think the
figures.
faces are 147% terrible.
Yes.
Yes. No, that's pretty brutal. From afar, it's like, man, this is awesome. Yeah, once you get up close on them, it's definitely a different.
Yeah. Well, they've got this like sunken skeletal face there,
giant ears.
Yeah, and like the definition, like they got like weird. They got like I lost it. Thought of the ears. I was trying to think what the ear. They're like bat ears, man.
It's just the I think the mold. And I who makes the decision, right? I mean, maybe the decision was not meant to look like that, and that's what they got out of the factory, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I imagine sometimes that shit happens. And you're like, well, son of a bitch.
I think this is probably a set that's gonna look better in person. This is probably just a kind of a shadow trick.
It could be the lighting, right? That's something that
so
photographers would say is that, hey, you know what? This is a bad picture, right? You think, okay, it's a cool picture looking because it's congruent, right? It's congruent. They're twins. You splice it down the middle, it looks like you mirrored it. But then at the same time, you look at the shadowing and your lighting, and it's like, yeah, this actually is not a good picture. And it doesn't represent it, because looking straight ahead, if you zoom in now on their faces, you see they have square jaws. Their ears look normal sizes on each opposite side, right? And instead of big and giant like the way they do. So from a front view, they look fine. But from the side, and depending on the lighting and all that, they could look pretty funky. I do like the uniforms being in the briefcases. I think that's fun.
I love that. I think that is my favorite part of this whole set, even more than actually getting them in the suits.
That's fun. I like that little
their commander outfits in the briefcases.
And Triple C, I agree. We need them in suits for classified. I think that'd be fun. I think everybody would be into that for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely be all in. I would have rather seen that than a Crimson Strike team.
Oh, I'm 100% with you there. I would forego my Crimson Baroness, although I think she looks fire. But I would forego that one for these guys. I do like it. You're about to mention the packaging with the mirroring. I think that's great. I love it.
I remember getting these guys, man. I remember I got them at Service Merchandise on Nolensville Road.
Woo! Right down the street.
Yeah, right down the street from you,
right
about 5 minutes away.
Maybe. No kidding.
I got them, and then I believe we went to Quincy's Steakhouse across the street from
it. The big fat yeast roll.
Home of the big fat yeast roll.
Yeah, man. If you ever had Quincy's, y'all, you know what I'm talking about. Quincy's is a jam. Frostbite's about to send you some pictures too. So
okay. Whenever you have one of those, or we have one of those conversations anywhere around here of like stuff that's gone that you missed that's still around, you can't have that conversation with anybody that's from the Nashville area and Quincy's not get brought up.
Right. No, that's true. 100%.
It's like a hometown Ponderosa or not quite as pricey version of Longhorn. Remember the soft serve ice cream machine?
Oh, yeah. Yep, absolutely.
This is the bomb. So there's those guys. They're up for pre-order on BBTS. They're $50 for the set, or $40, I'm sorry, for the 2-pack, which I was expecting them to be 50. They are 40. So I may wind up ordering these guys if they don't sell out, just because I love them in the suits, and they replicated the packaging. So this would be a cool one, either to open or to have on the wall as a wall hanger.
And they probably, like I said, they probably do look better than that photograph. I think, I tell you what, as a play set real quick, what I'd like to have is a roadblock and these guys climbing on a rocket.
Yeah, on a red rocket.
Inching their way up a red rocket, shooting off of a burger shop, I think that'd be freaking awesome.
You could probably do that with one of the rockets off of the text missile.
Probably so.
It's almost close to big enough. For
150 missiles.
Oh, that episode, man! If I have one of those new age tombstones that people are getting where they loop a video, I just want mine to play Red Rocket's Glare.
Right. I just Cobra Commander in that one is just the best with that. And he goes on there and tells everybody there, aimed at the capitals or
150 missiles.
And what was so awesome about that was, for us, like that's not how anybody down here says missiles. We say it's a missile.
No, of course.
And we had so much fun at the pronunciation of it as missiles because I didn't even realize there was another I in missile.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like,
MISSLES.
Yeah, we don't pronounce that way down here. So I always that we got a kick out of that. So
yeah.
Menjoza says ghoulified twins would be cool. Were
ghoulified twins?
Were they ghoulified somewhere that I'm not thinking? I don't know. They look ghoulified as a motherfucker right here.
Look, actually, that is funny because yes, you are 100% correct. They do look ghoulified right there, don't they? Holy moly!
You see this picture and you say ghoulified. They look like Scooby-Doo villains in this picture.
It's
Matthew, what do you think? I think they look like Scooby-Doo villains. Matthew and his wife are
funny.
big Scoob fans. That's what they look like. You're gonna pull off one of their masks and like, I knew it. It was old man Crystal Ball all along. He's both of them.
Oh my god!
Dreadnought says the Dumbo twins. Yeah, I can see it. I said bat ears, but elephant ears it works too. So let's see. I don't remember what the next slide is. Okay, so there's anybody get one of these, and I don't mean the one that you got last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I mean, did anybody get another one of these this week? another email update on the Dragonfly.
Yeah, I did. I got another one. 100%. I thought it was odd.
Yeah, I was like, I thought maybe because I did order 2 Dragonflies, and I thought maybe they're sending one for each of them, but it's in the same order. I got 2 emails, one for each of you, but they're the same order. So Derek says he got one.
Yeah, it was weird. I got it, and I was at work the other day, and I think I took the trash out. I was getting ready to get out of work, and I remember looking at my emails, and I was like, all right. Like, okay, I think I got this already.
I saw it and I'm like, oh man, maybe the date's different.
I was hoping it was saying it's about to ship out right now.
Yeah, there it is. Yours gonna be there tomorrow. And I read and I skipped down. I'm like, well, this is disappointing. I thought it was gonna tell me something new.
Yes,
but
it was,
no,
and
it did not.
There's nothing for me to change. I haven't had any issues. I know that I'm not everybody, but it's just kind of like. But hey,
Bobby says, how many times they want me to enter my address?
Well, that's true, but also I thought I did see some people talking about that they wanted more updates, or they wanted more emails, or they wanted more information or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like communication. I remember seeing that the other day in a stream, if I remember correctly. And so maybe this is just their way to say, hey, if you missed that, because look, you don't check your emails every day, shit'll go by, man, and if you check them once a week, once every 4 days, I know there's people out there that check them, then you may miss that. You may not scroll back 5 pages, 6 pages, and you may just miss it. So at least, them sending one out. Yeah, that's fine. You can ignore it. Obviously, if everything's good, right? You just ignore it. I did click on it though, and I was thinking, okay, well, maybe they're about to pop this bad boy out. I'm ready to go, until I read it and it was like, well, this is the same thing. This is the same email. So I don't know, but maybe it's just their way of just saying, hey, we just want to make sure we get this out a couple more times, and we don't want anybody. I mean, look, considering what happened with like your payment and other people's payment with what happened.
That's what Frostbite just sent me.
Okay.
Does look a little better in person, I will say that, but the eyes, man, oh my God, what did you do to her eyes? What happened to her eyes?
They drugged her.
It does look better in person, I gotta say.
Right. I mean, but nonetheless, I mean, maybe this is just their way. Every week they're going to send this out. And they're just going to say, hey, because of what happened, like I said, with you and the whole address thing and this and that, maybe they're just like, hey, you know what? We just want to make sure we don't run into any issues and people messaging us or calling us. And, so they're trying to cover their ass. That's my opinion.
So Derek's, I only have one address with Hasbro. I don't need to change anything. That's what I thought.
Right. Same with me. And after the debacle that happened with you and hearing a couple other people, I went back and double checked and made sure that I had this, that, and whatever. Now, my card number got compromised the other day, so I actually had to change my card number.
Oh no.
And so yep. So I've actually had to go on file and I've had to go through and redo all that with a new card.
Do you think NFL Sunday Ticket gave it out?
It could be.
Maybe they were unsatisfied with when the supervisors listened to your phone call to
it very well could have been. I don't know, but no, I had a couple $1 pending charges from a company, one called Shaped by Cardio and one called Exercisor Plus or something, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know what
you trying to get them buns of steel again.
Man, I gotta bake them buns of steel, man.
And put some mustard on them.
That's right. Slap you on a bun and serve you up for lunch. Yeah,
which I see you have something queued up. So
yeah. But yeah, the whole card thing though, yeah, like it's a pain, but I've got to go through. And of course, since they've already taken my money out for that, I'm not worried about it. But moving forward for some of these other pre-orders, yeah, like I have to change my card information on file. And so yeah, that's always weird. But address wise, it's all the same and all is well. And my Mets just literally gave up 3 runs and now they're down 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Well, that's just freaking wonderful.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. And now they're down 5-3. Oh well, enough about that.
That's painful right there.
Yeah, it is. Let's see if I can get
150 miles. Can you really assimilate this?
Never gets old, man. And then you got Bill Paxton back there from Terminator.
Yeah, let's see. One more time. Take it from the top, Cobra Commander.
Cobra has 150 missiles. Can you really assimilate this?
I know we talk about this episode a lot, but you guys, man, you don't know how many times we would watch this episode and rewind it and
freaking whale
Flint
arcing across the water.
Yeah. Daredevil Dave says, it sucks, Pop. Just give us the new card number and everything will be fine.
Yeah, I got you, man. No problem. I got you. I'll get it right to you, buddy. Just give me your social security number, your address and phone
mother's
number,
maiden name,
and I will send that information right to you.
Triple C says, how much room does everyone have for large vehicles? I'm probably gonna have to, by this time next year, have to come in here and set one on my lap when I do a video.
Yeah, I have a feeling in your future there's going to be some shelving rearrangement. There's going to be some different ways of probably trying to get stuff up on the wall and not just on the portable shelving, so to speak, but actual some semi-permanent style type stuff or some corner shelving or something, like you're going to have to probably try to work something out there.
In 2025, when the Rattler gets here, if I haven't knocked out this wall and made one giant room with a bathroom in the middle, the Rattler is going to have to be hung from the ceiling.
Yeah.
If it got here tomorrow, I'd probably have to hang it from the ceiling. I've got a spot for the Dragonfly, but it's going to be Dragonflies. gonna go up there where I got the hiss, and that means I just got to move the hiss somewhere. So this stuff does take up a lot of room, and that's not even like that. That ain't even all of what I've got ordered. Like I got stuff that's gonna be here before then, and I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, it's when you're talking about um the size, right? When you talk about the size, I mean it starts to become an issue depending on what kind of space you've got. That's for sure.
Yeah, Dreadnought says I have a dining room table
Yeah.
I don't use.
Well,
So
hey,
I do too, but it's in the dining room.
I mean, and that's like talking to somebody like War Chest, and he's kind of in a flat, so to speak. So then you also kind of have limited options there, right?
Yeah.
Where maybe you don't have a downstairs or you don't have, so he kind of has his own room and it looks big enough from what I've seen, but it doesn't matter. The more stuff you collect,
So, yeah,
more
sooner
room
or
it
later.
takes up, you're gonna run into that problem eventually.
And
right?
he buys a lot of he buys 1/6 scale stuff. So
right. And he has like movie props and shit too. Like
he's got
larger style stuff that takes up even more room than just, So yeah, it's interesting.
So let's see. I have it. It's already, far as I know, it's a done deal for that other one. I got it with the with something already worked out. Something doesn't go through, I'll let you know, but I think it's already a done deal. Dave, I do have, just not in this room, vaulted ceilings in my living room, but I don't put this stuff in the living room. I got one shelf with Indiana Jones and Star Wars in there, but yeah, it takes up a lot of room for this stuff, man. So, while you're whistle that one more time, I got something I want to show. I can hear it in my head, and I'm playing a scene. I'm playing the train scene in my head from Crusade. So, do want to show this real quick. Everybody in here probably is aware of this. If you're watching this, you've been in there, but do want to talk about Punk's Streamorama, October 25th and 26th. Punk's doing a 36-hour marathon stream from 7 Friday night to sometime Sunday morning that will finish up on Oz's Clubhouse.
Holy moly.
And all of the proceeds, any super chats or channel memberships or anything that Punk gets during that entire time on anywhere is all going to be donated to Toys for Tots through Sergeant Red's toy store near him that he likes to deal with. And obviously I've never been there, but they seem like cool people. They're in his chat all the time, and I think it's cool that they put this together. So we got to show the shepherd some love there and get the word out about his stream. I'm looking forward to that. And I tied that into Raiders of the Lost Ark because Punk is finally going to watch Indiana Jones, and he and Matthew are going to be doing doing a special commemorative edition of Punk's on Film where they're going to talk about Raiders. So I'm excited for that because I'm really excited to see what Punk's thoughts on Raiders of the Lost Ark are 3 years later,
right?
40, something like that. When Raiders come out, 80.
80,
your sister's
the 82.
I was gonna say, if your sister's still listening, she probably knows.
I think it was 82 when Raiders.
She had the poster in her room for a long time when we were all kids.
Man, they don't make them like they used to, especially think about movie posters, man. That was a big deal, and now they're not. It's not even an art form anymore, but it used to be.
No.
I think 82. I think when Raiders came out, and so it wasn't called Indiana Jones either. It was just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was it.
So they are, during Punk Streamorama, going to be talking about Raiders. I think they're doing that on Friday night. about 9 or 10 o'clock, I believe. And I'm sure Punk will publish a schedule as time gets closer. So if anybody that's not aware, somehow go check that out and listen to Punk talk about it. But it's a good cause. So anybody that likes to do toys for tots, this will be an awesome way to do it. So did just want to throw that up there and mention that. So everybody's gonna be hanging stuff off of ceilings. Dr. Jones, no time for love, Dr. Jones.
Yeah. Dr. Jones.
I always like Temple of Doom the best, but the older I get, I appreciate Raiders a whole lot more.
Temple gets a lot of hate. A lot of people say it was too goofy with the falling out of the airplane and the raft. It was too dark with all that stuff. And so you have to understand where like Lucas was at his point in his marriage at that time, and Spielberg as well. And they had stuff going on. And so it was kind of dark. Empire Strikes Back as well, was kind of a weird time. And so that was
I think they were both doing Spice too at that time.
Probably.
But they got involved in the spice trade.
Either way, yeah, both of those movies I think were affected by kind of where they were at in their personal lives. And then but I love Temple of Doom. I mean, it was different. I appreciated that. I think now I do find it a little weird when people review it now, and then they always have to go, well, it's culturally insensitive now to have them eating monkey brains and blah, blah. It's like, it's a fictional world, people.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, man.
Like, is it India or whatever? Okay.
Yeah.
But like, we know there's tribes in this world that haven't even seen regular people, and they shoot arrows at them when they come, you know what I mean? And rafts and the little tribes people. So there's this, who cares, but it's always brought up every time somebody reviews it, they have to talk about it. It's just like, just leave it alone, man. Like,
got to.
But I love Temple Doom. That'll be fun. And Backyard Battlefield, you guys are going on there on that stream, right? On like Saturday. Matthew's going to be on there for a while. I know different guests. He Punk had asked me on Friday sometime during the day if I wanted to come on there and kind of fill some time up, because he just want to be by himself. For one, that's a lot of time to try to fill.
I think some of it's going to be kind of open forum, like a round table pit type thing. And then when it's time for certain segments, I think he's going to be like, all right, everybody got to go because such and such is coming on. I think it's kind of how he's going to do it. So we'll wait and get the more definitive word from him as we get closer to time. Matthew says it's around 9 Central. Whoa, Central. So that's probably right after, I guess, because we're supposed to be going on at 6 with Backyard Battlefield, 6 my time. So that sounds right then. So
that's on the Saturday. Is that on?
That's on Friday. That's
on Friday. Okay.
Backyard Battlefield with me and Crow and Aaron are, I believe, gonna open like his first guests, unless he moves things around. But that's the way I understand it. So
sweet.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. I've not planned anything for the whole weekend, so I can listen and pop in and out if he's having guests. So, Legend Series, what's going on? Hello, friends. How you doing today, man? Derek, I hate Temple of Doom. Love Last Crusade. I'd rather watch Crystal Skull than Temple of Doom.
Ooh, that's tough.
That hurts my soul.
Yeah, I can't handle that shit. I tried. I went to the theater to see it too, and I was like, what is happening right now? But yeah, I mean, look, I get it for some people, but really there's only been 3 Indiana Jones movies. Really, just 3.
Yeah, it's kind of like Star Wars. There's only 6. Only 6. Okay. So let's go back into a little bit of what's going on. I got something else. So, do we have any lucky winner chicken dinners watching that have been able to get a hold of these guys right here?
Man, I'll tell you what, I have not even been out to look, to be quite honest with you, but I wish I had, because if I had, I would have snatched them up and I would have canceled my orders, but I haven't even looked. And because honestly, in the last couple years, every time I've gone to look, it's disappointing. There's nothing there. The target that I got and a couple that are around me, they never have nothing.
Yeah, I
Never.
mean it's unbelievable, and these are following suit with what the last wave did with Techno Viper, Jinx Doc, that wave. So when I first saw these reports of this, like the first couple that I saw, I left laughing emojis on. I'm like, okay, well, this is somewhere else. And I did. These are pictures from the GI Joe Classified Facebook group, and I should have gotten the names for the people that posted them. So these pictures are directly from members in that group. Sorry that I did not have your name. I'm not trying to claim these pictures as my own, because I'd be having these damn figures on the desk and be showing you guys right now if I had them. But I have several pictures of people that have found these guys, and I'm trying to go to a different one, not just move this one over. So these are a couple of different people that have posted these.
I mean, come on, man. Like, who walks into this? It pisses me off. And it's not because of some who walks into a Target and comes across this scene. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't done that in 4 years. I'm not kidding, man. I get freaking Tiger Force Dusty on the damn rack still. You know what I'm talking about? Like, seriously. It's like,
from what I have been seeing, it is exactly like it was with the last wave. These are all showing up at various Walmarts.
Is it Walmart? Because even
Walmart.
when I go into Walmart, they ain't got nothing. I mean, like, I'm not kidding. Like, even Walmart around here has been just stripped of like Joe stuff, unless, don't get me wrong, they still might have a retro carded Duke, you know, on the hook.
Yeah,
they might have a retro carded Recondo or some shit. I mean,
well,
God,
there's
bless it.
every report that I've seen so far, everybody that has gotten these or claimed to get them or see them or whatever, it's been varied between the West Coast, and just like last time, one of these pictures was somebody, I think, in Kentucky. I know there is somebody in Kentucky,
right?
And it was Lexington, and that is where they showed up the last time that this happened with Walmart with the last wave. It was Lexington and Louisville.
Okay.
So once I started seeing these, I went in a couple Walmarts between yesterday and today. And like I've said several times, there are only a couple Walmarts that I go to near me that still carry classified. I did have the opportunity to go in one today that I don't usually go to. That's the Columbia Walmart, Columbia, Tennessee.
Okay.
It is a huge Walmart. It's probably the biggest Walmart anywhere around here, and we've got some large ones. This one is probably just a little bit smaller than the one that's in Panama City. At Walmart is fucking massive.
Duh.
Anyway, went in there because I'm like, well, I know they carry them here, maybe, you know, and they had a peg full of GI Joes, all Quick Kick and Big Boa. I mean, when I say Quick Kick and Big Boa, it was 3 cases worth of Quick Kick and Big Boa left.
I just don't understand that at all.
So if they've got them, they ain't gonna see the light of day till sometime next year. Yeah. I saved this picture here because this person that posted this picture was addressing the backpack issue, like what we had with with the Arctic Bat and Crimson Bat backpack was kind of janky.
Yeah.
And this person had said that it looked like they had fixed the backpack issue as far as the stuff not fitting in the pegs.
Yeah, it was so stupid. I mean, you could put crap in there.
Yeah, so it looks like they fixed that.
Okay.
So who else snuck in here on us? Wraith Mace.
Yeah, and
Aaron the Toy Enhancer. What's going on, man? How you doing tonight, Aaron? Let's go ahead and talk to you today. Hope everything's going all right, my man. I think I got one more. Yeah, so this is them. This is them on a peg at a Walmart right there
I
next
mean,
to
damn, makes me want to run
Revelations.
down.
And that's actually, I think that's Revelations Hordak too. So, that's a badass figure. I saw that
Is
one the
it?
other day.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you, man. Like, yeah, it's like makes me want to run down there, just to look. But I already know that it's
yeah,
gonna be nothing but disappointment.
yeah. The ones around here,
Seriously,
the few WalMarts around here
bullshit.
that still have stuff, that still carry Joes. I've got one that I go to that does move them. I'm gonna check that one on Friday,
Yeah,
because if any of them are gonna get them that's near me, that one probably will. That I actually saw the retro eel and snow serpent on the peg in the Walmart I'm talking about. So I'm curious what these retro cards down here are. I mean, it's probably Beachhead and Duke, or Recondo and
I
Duke.
would figure maybe whoever took this picture would get a bigger angle.
Yeah,
Um,
I would have
if
thought
it
too. So,
was something that was notable,
yeah.
but probably not. Yeah, I would absolutely snag these dudes for sure.
Oh yeah, I would, man. I was hoping. I'd love to come back with these. And this one,
Yeah,
I forgot I had this one. This was the person in their car, and this picture was in California. I don't remember where, but I remember the dude
and
that took this one.
yeah,
So
Eric Thurman, yeah, that Storm Shadow, I dig that V2 for sure. But yeah, as Matthew said, swords on the correct side. That's something for him. I know that
yeah,
he is a stickler for that kind of thing.
even
And
though he
we
doesn't
talked
believe in
about it,
ninjas.
right? We've talked about it, but I do love that version. Definitely. I like the Arctic one, and I know that's one of the later ones in the line, years ago. Definitely not. I mean, that came out when I was not collecting anymore, but I do love the look of that figure. Um, I really do. And of course the V2 I like. You know,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, people have their flaws with this figure. We talked about it when they showed
yeah,
them, but I don't. I mean, I don't mind it, but I never had tons of love for that figure anyway. It was just GI
yeah.
Joe Storm Shadow for
Well,
me. So
V1 was my just all-time favorite as far as that one for sure. I mean, 100%. But I did like V2. I just never considered him a GI Joe guy. Like for me,
yeah,
he's a bad ninja, man. Come on, you gotta
yeah.
have a bad dude.
My Storm Shadow is Cobra Storm Shadow. So,
Right, right.
um,
Yeah.
and then Matthew, not gonna let it go. Even Ninja followed proper protocol for swords, because even imaginary creatures have to follow some logic. So,
You
yeah,
know what? Hang on a minute. Go back to that picture. Go back to that of Matthew real quick. So I need him to send me some pictures. Where did that picture come from, Matthew? Because I could use that picture. I need pictures of him, and I told him I need you to send me some because I need them for certain usage for videos and intros and this and that. That's a good picture right there. I need that picture, Matthew. Send me that one.
that's
Your
a.
profile
In
pic.
that is that your? I think that's his Facebook picture
I
too.
don't know. Maybe it is, but that picture right there, that's a good one. Send me
That
that.
is. It's a handsome picture.
That's a handsome young man right
I
there.
hope I can pull that off for Halloween. I don't know if I can do it.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it.
I just need a hat. You just got to get the hat.
The hat is crucial.
That is one type of hat I actually don't have. So,
Yes, I don't know. Joe Neutral for you. He wasn't a Cobra. He was a Cobra. It even says so on his first card. Cobra
that's
the
right.
enemy.
He
He
wore it.
is
He
a
wore it on his
Cobra.
gi.
Issue
On his
21, man.
on his gi.
Let's
So,
go.
got next one I got here is, anybody found 30% off Tiger Paws on a shelf
I tell you what,
at a Target?
I would buy it at 30% off. I would buy one. I would walk out of the building with one in a bag at 30%. Yes, I would.
I went in Target on Saturday. I went in and went by the comic shop and picked up the latest issue of Destro. And I went by the Target that I usually have decent luck at, and they didn't have anything. They didn't have any Joes at all that
Man.
day.
Yeah.
Um, Tiger Paw was not marked down, but they did have a spot. They didn't have any, but they had the spot to where they had Naugahyde marked down to $13.79.
I just think it's funny. It's like clearance,
Yeah.
clearance. It's like clearance. You can't even find this damn
Yep.
thing. It's like you
Yeah.
put it on clearance.
Yep. And Aaron says, I found them at Target, not at 30% off and not lately. Yeah. I mean, I was every day for about 3 weeks here, the Tiger Paw populated in the app somewhere at a store within driving distance for me. That didn't mean it was always there, but here they were findable if you were on the ball. You could find them here for about 3 weeks, and it has been 3 or 4 weeks since I have seen them come in stock at all. So we're not getting them here. And I talked to Krusty Old Crow earlier today, and he mentioned that like they've been showing up there some. And it's weird because when we get stuff, they don't have it, and then it's vice versa. It's like they send it all to one spot or the other, but never to all of them at both.
Right.
So I just thought that was weird, just seeing one not only on a shelf, but seeing this thing that a lot of people are still trying to find.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
hunting
Yeah.
for.
30% off. I just find that fascinating. And maybe they leave it to, each Target to just do whatever the hell they want to do. I don't know. I'm sure maybe it's a regional thing. I've worked in retail, but not at that scale. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it a Hasbro thing? I doubt it. So Target just says, hey, we're going to do whatever we want to do. I love trying to find them on those end caps. The first time I ever saw Breaker was with my son at a Target, and they had it on a clearance on the end cap, and it was Breaker with a ram. And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, it was like, it was still like $40, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
$35, $40, something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll wait. But honestly, he was hard to find. It was hard to find him. Like I went back, some bitch is gone. Right.
Yeah.
And then I spent another couple plus years after that until I actually got him. So yeah,
I got lucky. By the time I got around to looking for that guy, prices had come down a little bit, and I got him at a show too. So I think I got him for like $50.
Right.
So I mean that was by the time you pay tax here, that's retail.
Yeah.
Clint says I didn't think Canada had Target. They don't.
Yeah, they don't have Target.
Toys R Us and GameStop get the exclusives. So they get the whatever the Target exclusives are come through GameStop.
Hey.
And Toys R Us up there. What's up, Ronnie Trick Shot? How you doing, buddy?
What's happening?
So let's see. That is all of the slides I had saved. So way back up, I had starred about the Falcon and Coral 2-pack from Walmart that was mentioned earlier. That did get delayed, and what's funny about that is there's a bunch of memes and a bunch of stuff going around about Walmart shipping stuff in the future. So what happened, I was supposed to get that 2-pack today. Ever since I ordered it, it was supposed to be delivered October 2nd, and I kept checking yesterday, and it never went to preparing. It just said ordered. It goes from ordered, preparing, and then on the way. And when I got the RAM with Shockwave, it went from preparing to on the way in like 2 hours. So I kept checking it yesterday, and it never moved all the way up through last night. And I looked at it again, and it said now arriving on November 1st or 2nd.
That sucks.
And I posted it in the classified community page on Facebook, and a lot of people started responding saying they got emails from Walmart saying it was delayed, but it is delayed, according to these people's emails, into like 3,000 years in the future. I mean, there's people that
Oh
have.
yeah, did you have did you have photos of that? Did you
I
were you able
didn't.
to save
I
those?
didn't have time to go back and
So
pull them.
are they in the classified? Like I'll look them up right now if people actually shared pictures. I'd
Oh
love to
yeah,
see that.
yeah. There's a lot of them. I do have one, but I don't want to share it because it's got somebody's info on it. But somebody sent me one, and I'll tell you what the date on theirs is. Go back up, and
It's
so
on
there.
is it the Facebook one?
Yeah, the classified community page. So their date on the one that was sent me was order number blah, order date 7/25. It has been updated to 10/31 in the year 5168 is what the one that I was sent says. So another another 2,500 3,500 years in the future is when they're going to get those. So Matthew said he sent Payne's 2373 was when Payne's going to get it.
Really?
That's just I don't know if that's Walmart or if that's Hasbro. That sounds like Hasbro doings to me.
Some of these pictures are so funny, like this classified hiss on sale for $51,489 with $60 shipping. Like what? Like come on, man. Like that's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm scrolling down the post. I was hoping to find some.
There should have been a bunch from late last night, but it always puts the timeline all whack.
So okay, so here, yes, okay. So right here, I am going to share this right here. Let's see. Let me pull this screen up, and then let me go to here. Let me go to here. Share screen.
Wraith Mace, yes. Wraith Mace said, should I order Night Force Shockwave? Yes, it's good. It's a really good figure. It's better than the first one.
Okay, right here. 10/31/2366.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's hilarious, dude. Like, you know, how something like that happens, I don't know. Then here's another one. It says the release date is 10/31/2874.
Yeah. I think the highest one I've seen was the year 7,000 and something.
That's just fantastic.
Isn't it? I mean, I would chalk it up to it being a typo or a clerical error or something like that. But if they were all the same, you know, if they all said 2378. Check Hasbro first, Wraith Mace, before you order it from Pulse.
I did want to share this.
Check Hasbro or check Walmart first. It may be cheaper.
I know this is free pub and it's a little off topic, but at the same time, I did just see this come across my thing. Let's see here. Add to the stage.
Yeah, I saw that
2 hours ago.
Yeah, it was right before we went live. It had been up for like 35 minutes or something.
Looks good, looking good. I just, oh, that's a good one. That's funny.
That's a good size comparison.
It is
because they've been telling us how massive the Road Pig figure is, and standing next to Frankenstein, he's half a head shorter.
Right. Yeah, man.
Frankenstein's a big sumbitch.
That's good stuff.
Roman.
So yeah, there you go. That's cool. I just happened to come across that, but it was worth popping up there for a minute. Good picks there, Punk. Good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I will watch that review, and that kind of, I'm glad you threw that up. I'm glad you throwed it out there.
Threw it up there.
Because I was actually going to mention that in case you guys have not checked. Pulse has moved Road Pig up to next week.
Sweet.
He was November 1st. He is now October 8th, and Raptor is October 7th from Pulse. I did see somebody say that they had Raptor. No, they had Road Pig ordered from Amazon, and they got a charge notice for Road Pig through Amazon.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything else, but if you get charged from Amazon, he's getting ready to go out the door. So
I got nothing. Boo. So far.
I'm not sure about that. So take that with a grain of salt. But he does, I think, say October 17th or 16th on Amazon. So those guys, that's what I was going to get to, is they're coming soon. Like we're a Raptor and Road Pig are going to be here like imminently. They're going to be here anytime. So
sweet, man.
I'm going to step away just a second and let you hold the fort down.
Yeah, so go ahead and do your thing. Go
handle some
whatever
business. I actually need to I guess I need to take Pretzel out.
Go ahead. Go ahead and do that. That's cool, man.
So tell us, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. You guys tell everybody about that poem that you wrote about Road Pig when you were a kid.
Oh, yeah, the one I sent in to Hasbro.
The one that you need to make up right now.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one. The one I sent to Hasbro and to this girl in 7th grade that I nicknamed Road Pig. Yeah, I don't know if I can make a poem up on the fly. I can do a lot of things on the fly. Making up a poem. This brain don't work like that anymore. Anyway, I will tell you guys. So for those of you that maybe didn't tune in last night, I will show this thing again one more time. I had it upstairs. He made me bring it back downstairs. So while he's gone, I'll show you the little Gotham 1919 to 1939 book. So I kind of showed it off a little bit last night. Let's see if I can go. Can I go full screen? There we go. I do have control. It's my stream now. Anyway, speaking of which, The Penguin. If you guys get a chance, man, check this book out. It is on sale. I don't know if you can still get it at a decent price or not. I have not looked, but it is this one guy, and he came up with this stuff. It's kind of a look at Gotham from 1919 to 1939. And it does involve kind of some real world stuff like J. Edgar Hoover. But it talks about Gotham and how violent it is and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, this guy got different people to dress up in costumes, like Harvey Dent, for instance, wearing a facial prosthetic, which you can see there, facial prosthetic, because his face is burned. And then they show him with his actual face burned, but they go through his history as district attorney. They have James Gordon here, but these guys are dressed up in like 1920s costumes, and it's super, super cool. So like I said, I don't know if you can get it or not, but I had it upstairs. He wanted me to bring it down here just to kind of show it. But I figure if you guys tuned in last night, you probably saw me kind of showing it off. There's the Joker, which I have to admit is pretty creepy with the jaw there, like the chin. It's pretty wild. But anyway, so yeah, it's all kind of backstory and stuff. But it's called Gotham 1919 to 1939. If you like Batman, it might be worth having in your collection. If you don't like Batman, well, I can't help you. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Check that out. I'm sure if you Google it, you can find it. But anyway, so let me ask this. We got a list coming up here in a few minutes, and it is some of the most hideous G.I. Joe outfits / uniforms. And a lot of those tend to be on the back end of the line. We'll talk about it a little bit here in a few minutes. I'm sure most of you would agree, right? As you get into 93, 94, man, there is some weird looking stuff. And it's total 90s too, with the colors that are used. And so yeah, man, like it's gonna be kind of interesting to see this list that we came up with of some of the GI Joe uniforms or outfits that scarred us for life, so to speak.
Road pig, wherefore art thou funky ass?
There you go. There you go. That wasn't mine. If hang on real quick, I'll switch back. There you go. And then we'll do that. So yeah, Eric Thurman on Amazon. I don't know. If you were gonna look for that book, if you did like it, I'm gonna Google Gotham 1919 book.
I looked it up last night when you were
Giant
talking about
Panda
it.
King, Giant Panda King, and it's $55 on Giant Panda King. That is the website, the guy that actually, I think maybe that's who he's going through, or it's his site. It is $55. However, there was a code that I used that gave me 10% off. And I think if
I
you
couldn't
type
find
in,
it for less than 100 last night.
well, Giant Panda King right now, $55. And then if you go into where it allows you to put in a code, like a coupon code, I think if you put in Film Threat, FILMTHREAT, all in capital letters, it will give you 10% off if that code is still available. I happened to order it when I watched the live stream. And so, but it is really cool. And I think it's worth adding to your collection. And once it goes out of print, once you can't get it, then like, yeah, if somebody wants it, the price is going to go up. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever looked at this, but I went to go buy that whole complete, like Batman, the animated series book. It's like $500. It is
Good
literally
Lord.
like, it is a Batman, the animated series. And it's a pretty awesome book. Like if you wanted to have it, and it's Batman animated, maybe Paul Dini, I can't remember, but one of them, like this one's $129 used, hardcover $346. Came
Good
out in
Lord.
1998. It's a huge book. You'll see other ones that kind of don't, that are not the actual right one, but like there is one, it's an art book. It's Batman the Animated Series art book. And dude, it is like $350, $400. But I would love to have that.
Yeah.
You know,
I like those books like that. They're like coffee table books.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And it is. I mean, especially that one. But yeah, this one here, I see it on Amazon. It says 129. It's probably used. Was 175, and that's for a used one. So you can imagine what a brand new one would be. But yeah, if I love Batman. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm an absolute Batman fruitcake, dude. And so yeah, so I'd love something like that, but it is expensive as crap. But anyway, so hopefully you got Pretzel out there.
Yeah, man, he was lying too. He wasn't. He was
Oh,
just
for
wanting
real?
to, yeah, he just wanted to
Bullshit.
sniff.
Straight
He was bullshitting.
bullshitting.
One thing I'm gonna bring up real quick. If
Yeah.
you need to break before we hit our topic,
Yeah, I gotta hit the bathroom after all this coffee.
I'm gonna
But
mention ICC Con this
yeah,
this weekend in Nashville, and I was gonna see. I didn't know if you had to work or not.
I do.
I'm
Sucks.
planning on going to this on Saturday. Billy D's gonna be there.
Oh shoot. Nice.
So's Warwick Davis. So this is coming up. This is in Nashville. It is a mostly sci-fi con, but it has kind of morphed into a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And I'm surprised you don't really know much about it since these people here are sponsoring it.
Don't know a thing about it, buddy.
And they are.
Communication is not their best asset.
Yeah, well, I know the feeling. So
I'm just telling you.
But so this is in Nashville. This is a quite large show. This is probably the biggest con that is in the greater Nashville area. It's probably bigger than Nashville's actual Comic-Con. It's a pretty well-known con. Like I said, I've never been to it. It's a lot of sci-fi type stuff, a lot of actors. Ron Rudat is going to be there. So I'm going to try to meet up with old Ron again and have a conversation with him. Might try to get him to sign something else. I don't know. But I'm going to try to do some footage, do a video on it while I'm there. Just see if I can find some of the guests for who's going to be there this year. So there's the top two. I would love to meet Billy D, but I'm not an big autograph person, and it is very expensive to do a photo package with.
Yeah,
Billy
they
D.
usually are.
It is a pricey show. The tickets are kind of pricey. I'm only going to go Saturday. So what is up to Lawrence from A Punk with Toys? What's going
up?
on?
Hell
Thanks
yeah,
for
man.
stopping by, Punk. Well, we talked about the Streamerama here a little while ago. So
yes, sir. And showed off your road pig pictures there for a couple minutes there.
Yep, we are all jealous. Of course, I knew you were getting him any day. So we talked last week. So I'm glad you got him. I hope he's a good figure. I will watch your review on him. So
I just put in real quick. I just put in a message to someone from work about that con, and so we'll see. I've been there a long time, so I don't usually ask for much, but we'll see what I can find out.
Yeah. Timothy Zahn is going to be there.
Yeah, that I would like to go at least Saturday day before I go to work. I have to work at 4 o'clock on Saturday night, and I have to work at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. So obviously, the only time I could really probably go is going to be on Saturday day.
Wedge Antilles himself.
Yeah. Now I would like to go and ask Warwick Davis what the heck happened with Willow on Disney Plus, but I already know what happened.
Yeah, you already know the answer
whatsoever.
Yeah, you already know the answer to that. So it's a lot of Star Wars, a lot of voice actors. It started as, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a mostly Star Wars show, but it is a pretty large show, and it used to be near Nashville. It used to be in Lebanon, which is about 40 miles outside of Nashville, and now it is actually moved to South Nashville. It's probably about 20 minutes from me, 25 minutes maybe. So I'm going to try and go. I believe Mython the Python is going, so I'm going to try to meet up with him on Saturday.
Well, look, I just put the call in since we're a sponsor, and maybe we are like a major sponsor. If we're definitely a major sponsor, then there's tickets to be had and some other
catering
stuff. So, and catering in particular, but obviously I'm not working it. I'd rather go.
Right.
So I've made a couple phone call or a couple text messages to some people that can get something with me. Possibly. So I'll let you know in the next couple of days what I can find out about that as far as getting in, maybe any kind of passes, anything, extra that I might be able to get. That's very possible with stuff like this, but I definitely have to go on Saturday day before I have to go to work. So I'll find out. In the meantime, Punk messaged in the stream there about showing off the Streamerama poster. So if you want to get with him about that, maybe we can promote that with the poster. And then there is a Punk's Pit this Friday for members of his channel. So if you want to do that, I'm going to step out real quick here and jump right back in here momentarily. Right. Okay.
Go do your thing. So we're getting ready to, like I said, hit our topic, but I did want to mention this. I didn't know if anybody, I think this is part of a con group. They do different ones in different cities. So I am kind of looking forward to going to this because I've never been to one that is more of a sci-fi theme. And I did talk to my understanding that Jay, that runs that awesome shop that I've showed off on the channel, Yojo Depot, he is going to have a table there with somebody else. And I talked to him a little bit about it, and he said that it is it definitely started as sci-fi, like mostly Star Wars, and it did morph into kind of a catch-all kind of con. And I saw some pictures that had some some tables set up that had a little bit of everything. He said a bit of cosplay and not a whole lot of anime. So that sounds like the type of sci-fi that I am definitely interested in, and a little bit of cosplay and hardly any anime is definitely something that I am interested in checking out. So yeah, if you want to send it to me, Punk, I was looking for the message there. So yeah, I'd love to if you want to send it to me. And save. I got to look at it first before I show it. I like it. I like it a lot. So all right, let me close this tab and go back to a different tab real quick. And we will be the first to show off the poster for Punk's Streamorama. Oh, there it is, folks. You saw it here first. This is Punk's Streamorama for Toys for Tots. Streamathon. Okay, I had it wrong. You nice. We're the first. Oz just finished making it, so I'm glad to be the first. So you did change it from Streamorama to Streamathon from the last time we talked. So I like both. So you got all the different guests that are going to be on it there. You got the four-sided ring, Backyard Battlefield, Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro, Ostradamus Toys, Color and Chill, Punks on Film, Shark Eyes and Trick Shot, Welcome to the Terrordrome, and of course, Punk with Toys. So I like it. So we're going to have to start getting that plastered out so everybody can get the word out. And then, of course, up here, Sarge and Reds, who is the shop that Punk is partnering with to put this on, and they will be, my understanding is providing most of the toys for it through the donations. So we were talking about it. We are really looking forward to doing that and seeing everything that comes up and everything that you have scheduled for the stream, all the different guests and segments. Believe it's going to be part of it is going to be kind of a pit style where people can drop in and drop out until it's time for a different featured segment here. So really looking forward to it. I told the chat a little while ago that I kind of not really planning or scheduling anything that weekend so I can be part of it and listen to it and all that good stuff. So appreciate you letting us be the first to show it off. He did a good job on the poster. So we do have that coming up. I'll throw the banner back up. So, yep, that should be a good time. So, go back to, I'm trying to do all this on the fly there. So, we got that coming up. So, yeah, we're doing, going to be doing that. And then we've got, like I said, 2 more of 7's Wild coming up this month as well. One of them will be the Wednesday after the Streamathon. So we will be kind of doing a little bit of a recap as well on talking about that when it's over with. So anytime, Punk, you've done a lot for us, and we've done a lot for lots of friends, you know, in our fellowship. So I'm glad to be part of it. So I am going to go, like I said, mentioned ICCC. Going to go there Saturday. Don't know. I don't think it's something that I will go and spend the entire day at, but who knows? A lot of guest stars. I'm really looking forward to seeing Billy D, even though I'm not going to spend the small fortune that it costs to talk to him and, you know, actually meet him and all that. Much as I'd like to, as it is pricey. So the guy that is actually putting this con on, that actually puts this thing together lives in my town, and I did not realize that at all till I saw a Facebook post that he made about it. Eric noticed my additional co-host. You're the first person that has said anything about it. So I got my homeboy over here sporting the Destro necklace and the Hiss whatever shirt, and my blue shades, my blue blockers. So I got this dude set up. I'll be moving him around and doing different stuff with him throughout the month. So has anybody heard of this con or been to one of their cons in other parts of the country? I don't know exactly. I think they've got one in Orlando. And I want to say, Matthew, have you seen this style con in Texas? Because I want to say they also do one in Texas. But it's been here. Like I said, they had it in Lebanon, Tennessee. And it's been here for several years now. But they moved it this year, I believe, is the first year they moved it into Nashville proper. Ronnie says, is your co-host waiting for a HasLab Dragonfly?
Ronnie.
If he looks like this, he's waiting on Operation Monster Force. If what he looks like by
Ronnie,
now.
let's not disrespect old Skelly there. All right, let's not disrespect.
I don't have a name for this guy either. I hadn't named him. I was going to let chat try to think up a good name for him.
I mean, that poor fella, he needs a ham sandwich or two. All right, that's all he needs, just a ham sandwich.
Needs some grub. So we're gonna get in and talk a little bit about the G.I. Joe toys that left us scarred. And I know we're 10 after 10, but I don't think really it's going to take a whole hell of a lot of time to go through these.
I got a bunch of them saved. I just went to 3D Joe's and I saved them all on my Stream Deck so I could just pull them right up.
I have them saved as well, and that's pretty much what I did. All of the pictures that I've got for ones that I pulled up are all from 3D Joe's. So with credit to 3D Joe's for everything that I'm going to show. So I've just got a folder that I'm going to go through, and I think it probably would be quicker if we went through each of us rather than bounce back and forth for this one.
Yeah, we could if you want to. It whatever you want to do. I mean, we got a decent amount of time, but yeah, I don't care. It's your call. Whatever you'd like to do is fine with me.
I'm sure we're probably going to have some repeats as usual. We don't confer on these lists.
I don't want to though, because it's not unusual. Like all of us probably, if we told everybody to come up with a list of some of the ugliest or scariest, and when I say scary, obviously it's not like, oh, I was really frightened, but like,
not this guy's scary, but
yeah. Or this guy right here. This is my son's little brother. This is his little brother, and he knows it too. If my son was watching right now, he probably would have already typed in little brother. That's my son's little brother. He hangs on the front of my electronic drum set. So and not hangs. Okay, I'm not that mean. Good God, y'all. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, some people might have seen your band name, so
it's actually right in front of me on the wall, and I had to be careful cropping some pictures of me when I showed them off.
Right.
On a Friday night. Yeah. I mean, look, not that I'm not afraid to show it. I've mentioned it before, but maybe, I don't want to piss nobody off, but
don't want to explain.
And it's a conversation that we don't want to get in. I don't want to get into tonight. So anyway, but yes.
So why don't you just go ahead and whip yours out, and we'll go through them. So.
Well, and you know me, I'm a big fan of whipping things out.
Excuse me while I whip these.
Excuse me while I whip. I need to get that actually as a meme too.
Yeah, I do too.
And so hang on real quick because I need to open my Stream Deck on the PC. So it will not work unless you have it opened the software running. Okay, here we go. Because I was sitting there hitting it, and I was thinking, like, what the heck is
It's
going
not
on?
working.
Why
What's
is it not
going
working?
on?
So, okay.
Go ahead and you can full screen if you want. If you want
Yep,
on
I
these when you
will.
get them pulled up.
I'm gonna move them over here, and I'm gonna get rid of the. I'm gonna minimize. I need to kind of. I have the stream pulled up because any of you that have used StreamYards as a guest or whatever, you can't type in StreamYards to answer people, so you have to use YouTube, like the stream itself. So I kind of have it pulled up on my other monitor. But anyway, so
I want
the
to
first
real quick before you pull them up, say what's the Mython, the Python.
Hell yeah, baby!
Smash the like button like Cobra Commander launching a Scud missile. So I just mentioned to you a second ago, Mython's talking about ICCC. Are you still planning on going? Because I think you were going for the whole weekend, and I'm going to be there at some point Saturday. Hope to get in touch with you and see you. So let me know if you're still planning on going. But you can holler at me on
I'd love to meet you in person myself.
Pop's gonna try to finagle away so
my company is sponsoring this thing. They're probably catering it. They probably are supplying all the barbecue. That would probably is what's going to be happening. And if I know the right people to talk to, which I do, may very well be able to get some tickets and some other stuff. So who knows? But that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll shoot you my number for sure on Instagram. So first one I'm going to bring up, my friends, is 1992. This is atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. This would scar me today. I know some people are in favor of having the zombies and G.I. Joe and stuff. That's cool. Like, I don't care, really. But I think this is an abomination. 1992, I was well into my high school career and well out of collecting G.I. Joes. And you'll find that several of these on my list are from a time when I wasn't collecting, because as I've made clear many, 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 many times.
When were your last ones?
I am a fan of the Red Dawn, the Cold War, the camo, the berets, right? Okay. So by this time I was out. I would say the last one I bought, real quick, as I leave this lovely picture up on the screen, I'm going to go, if you'll allow me just a moment, to go to 3D Joe's. The last one that I bought, I will tell you, as I go to the figure visual index of carded figures, and I scroll way down the list, because we know that you and I had basically all of these guys.
Up to a certain point, we definitely did.
I would say that my last year was probably roughly the class of 88. I did not have Alley Viper or Naugahyde in the class of 89. I'm trying to think if there's anybody in 89 that I did have, and I'm looking, and that would be a negative Ghost Rider. So the last one that I probably got, and there's a 2-pack in here from class of 88. I find so odd. It's Muskrat versus Zoltar. Voltar.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
It's like, what is that? Anyway, I would say Voltar, probably. I did have Toxo Viper. I did not have any of the Tiger Force at all. So I had V2 Storm Shadow and Shockwave, Road Pig. I had Spearhead Max, I think, right? But yeah, so that was really for me. I didn't have Tiger Force Bazooka. So I would say Voltar and Toxo Viper were probably my last two purchases, because I did have Repeater. And
you mean Muskrat?
No, Repeater.
You said Toxo Viper. So
yeah. But what I mean is like the last one I probably got was probably like in that class was probably maybe Repeater, or something like that. Whenever they all came out, because I did have Iron Grenadiers, I had the Demon, I had Muskrat, I had Hit and Run, which is still one of my favorite characters. I love Hit and Run. Hardball, I liked Hardball for whatever reason. So let's get on with it, though. So that's when I dropped out. 88. I started high school in 89. fall of 89. So that last wave before I think that new year kicked in is really about the time I dropped out. So this is well past my time. Toxo Viper or this Toxo Zombie, I just think it's goofy. I think the colors are classic 90s. I think it's hideous.
Card art's great except for the water cannon.
Okay, so here's the deal, and we're going to notice something. And I started to mention this a few minutes ago while you were on a break. The card art starts to get absolutely brutally bad. The actual artwork, the drawings, and there's one in particular I want to show off that's just terrible. But yeah, so this is just no particular order. The Eco Warrior shit, not a fan of it. Toxo Zombie, I think, is goofy. And that would be a G.I. Joe outfit, uniform / whatever that would scar me for life with the pink and the green and the white, and just it's a mishmash of just funk. I think they were going for a Toxic Avenger kind of deal with this particular figure, if I had to guess.
Seems like it, yeah.
But
I mean, there's definitely a lot of low hanging fruit in
and Wraith Mace, exactly. You know, what are those 90s colors? You know, what is that exactly? Nah, the thing is just brutal, dude. So that Toxo Zombie 3D Joe's, check it out if you want to, but that's a brutal figure. All right, so I'm gonna go to my next one here, and my next one is going to be, try to do this as fast as I can. Share screen. It's gonna be the V3 Cobra Eel. I think this is ridiculous. Underwater demolition specialist that stands out like a sore thumb. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Some people say,
safety
hey,
eel.
Yeah, okay. Somebody say, well, you got to have a safety vest, right? Got to have a safety vest, right? He's a demolition specialist. Come on, man. Like, you took the eel, one of the coolest and one of my favorite figures in the Real American Hero line, and the gray and the crimson color, the dark red, whatever. And you turn this poor guy into a I don't even know what you call this, like a neon sign. This is brutal. Like, look at this crap. And then the colors of the guns, man, like, it's such a 90s trope at that time. This is 1993. I probably graduated high school by the time this guy came out.
Yeah.
It's just silly. And the mask on him right here, like, just looking at the, you know, it's like, I get what they're kind of going for. Again, it's a battle core, you know, the card art with the lasers, the laser lights. It's like, you know, we're at a Pink Floyd concert. This guy has a freaking trident on an Uzi.
He has a Mac trident.
A Mac trident, like, you know, just looking at, and then again, looking at this back card art, you start to see some of the poses these guys are in, and the actual artwork, and it just starts looking real weird, strange leg sizes, and I know there were some people that
like the Reaction Plus cover girl.
I know there's some like Kirk Bazigian stuff. I know there's some people that were designing figures and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean that they're not beyond reproach of criticism. This thing is just brutal. I'm sorry. Hull slashing wetsuit fins. Seriously?
Right.
Seriously. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but the colors just, oh God, I can't. His launcher was a shark. I don't think this one V3, because you can see it right there. This is also at an age when we started to see the whole launcher 10 feet long. You know, you could shoot the little plastic pieces 10 feet, stuff like that. And so I was not also a fan of that stuff, like the heavy duty stuff and all that. Next on my list is Lobotomax 1994. I think this is not G.I. Joe to me.
No, definitely low hanging fruit here.
This is low hanging fruit. The one piece of credit I'm going to give to this figure is right there. The tail holding a gun. Now that's fun, but not for G.I. Joe. Like, that's fun.
That's like a He-Man figure.
Okay, I literally was about to say Motu. You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say Motu, whatever you want to go with, but like, come on, man. Like, we're really reaching now. Star Brigade, and you start looking at some of those Star Brigade figures, and you start looking at like the big chunky armor stuff and the big helmets that go way back. Like it's
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking with this. I know that at this point the line was definitely losing steam. It had lost steam. It was over.
It was on life support.
I love the bendable neck and tail. Yeah, great. Right. When the figure looks like this, I could care less what his tail does. Right now, Eric Thurman, you're right. So bad he's good. He is atrocious. It is. Now, if you want to look up while I'm doing this, how much a sealed carded Lobotomax costs on the open market right now, I would love to know. So why don't you check that out while I'm going through my list. So Lobotomax is also on my list, no particular order, but come on, guys. Like, seriously, it's not even, I mean,
these guys were such low production that they're actually valuable now. Like,
probably
it's funny
so,
because
right?
It was the death knell of the line, and they didn't make that many of them. I want to say Frostbite's got one or two of those. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well,
Carded,
if you can find what a carded sealed Lobotomax costs these days on eBay or something like that, you may be hard pressed to find one. Okay, here we go. Night Creeper. Night Creeper this is version 3, Cobra Ninja version 3, Night Creeper, 1994. To me, it seemed like Night Creeper went through about 4 different versions in a very short period of time. Because there's another version of him that's like bright, wicked, bright neon, weird colors. Then the Shadow Ninjas, to me, is trying to capitalize on the whole color change fad where you put them in hot water, you put them in cold water. Zartan, for its time, inventive, cool idea, has a great story to it. Backstory, right? His condition, this and that. The Shadow Ninjas, especially when you start getting into the look, with obviously they had to make Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, but like, poor Night Creeper. Like, think of the figure you ordered. Think of the figure of Night Creeper you got. Okay.
Yeah.
V1.
It was pretty accurate, and he was a 1990 figure.
Right. Now look at this. Like, look at this. This is like, what happened to this poor guy? And then of course I didn't bring up the Night Creeper Commander. With the gold and the blue and the tank top armor and the blind the bandana around his head or whatever it is. Like, I get what they're going for, but again, this card art, come on. Like, this is 90s, early to mid 90s all the way, right? Neon, pink.
Yeah, and you can see on him, on the actual figure, like where they kind of skimped on paint. Dude's like 3 colors.
Yeah, and it's a translucent, right.
Yeah.
And it's a translucent, but then look, you got like the white there on the elbows. And now there's also something interesting with the Snake Eyes version of this Shadow Ninjas character, where his arms are way, way, way down from the shoulders, and it makes that figure just look really, really freaking strange. Now I'm going to give you guys a couple ones from the early days. Okay, early days. All right, we're gonna get rid of some of these late models. Right, we're gonna go to the early days. Probably one of the first ones I noticed when I was collecting from 1986 is this fella right here, and he is coming out of he's coming out of the bar in Police Academy. Yep.
The Blue Oyster.
In the Blue Oyster Bar, he is a BDSM character with a cape. Obviously, he is all about showing that body off with that beautiful bald head, which, hey, no hate there. But I remember when this guy came out and I was a kid, and he's holding what looks to me to be a hookah thing that you smoke right there. But with this line, now if you look at this line, you look at the card back, right? I mean, Footloose, Iceberg, Dusty, Sci-Fi, Alpine, Storm Shadow, right? Like, you've got some classic characters: Viper, Crimson Guard, Bats, Shipwreck. There's some good stuff on here.
V2 Snake Eyes still at the bottom. Flint,
right. Monkey Wrench, I mean, all your dreadnoughts there. Quick kick, V2, Snake Eyes, right? Bazooka, Flint. So they're showing off the goods. Now this is good. 86, good year. Mindbender is the first one I saw where I was kind of like, and we get what back then they had to call body transfer, which was a temporary tattoo. But they couldn't call it a tattoo. They had to call it a body transfer. So anyway, so Mindbender's on my list. I just, I remember him and obviously packaged this way, and you look at him and you go, okay, the silver things. And of course, in the cartoons, he obviously was a big part there in Serpentor, that whole, story arc. But yes, Menjoza, exactly. It's like, dude, seriously. And you are a master of mind control. But didn't we have another master of mind control? Or was he a hypnotist?
We know what he was trying to control some minds to get people to do, I think.
Yes, we do.
He was definitely one of the first figures that I remember seeing. And I mean, I had him. I mean, I thought the idea of him and all was cool, but he was definitely one of the first characters in Joe that I remember seeing.
Right.
And was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Now you had to figure out, right. So here's the deal. That's why I think him being a part of the Serpentor arc and all that stuff and being the creator and coming, I think that was brilliant on their part because they were able to get you past all that. But the figure by itself in 86, and it's like, all right, is Dr. Mindbender.
And he was originally going to be the Cobra interrogator, but they didn't want him to use interrogator because of the connotations.
Yes.
And then like 5 years later, they actually came out with the character just called interrogator.
Right. You know what I mean? They got past that. Right. But, and so next on my list is this abomination of a character, our homeboy, Psych Out, Deceptive Warfare in 87. Did I have Psych Out? You bet your ass I did, but that's because I was all about getting all them figures, just like everybody else. But what did this guy do? What would you use him for? And on top of that, come on, man, radar dishes on his elbows, radar dish in his hand. He looks like Lobot, folks, from Empire Strikes Back in Cloud City. It's Lobot. And the bright green, I know we'd all say obviously sci-fi, but you know what? Sci-fi in my world had a purpose. And in 86, it wasn't out of the realm to think of a laser soldier because, now you'd go, well, that's kind of stupid, right? Why would you need a laser soldier? But in 86, movies like Aliens and other, just Terminator, you name it, right? But you think in your mind, okay, a laser soldier. Yeah, he's sci-fi. He's bright green. But once they started to utilize that color more and more, but I think this all the accessories just goofy as all get out. I think it's just a terrible figure.
I will say about Psych Out though, as much as I hate that character, they made him decent in some of the later Joe lore, but whenever they make this dude in classified, because they're gonna, they could actually update him and make him really cool by leaving out some of that nonsense.
I'm with you, but people might get upset if they leave out some of that nonsense.
Dude,
because
retro cards,
they love to have that original look and the original weapons and the original accessories, right? So next on my list is DJ Battle Force 2000 to the main stage. Comtech Trooper. This is hideous, man. White, gray, blue, green, red gun, blue backpack, the hose. We don't even know what the hose does. I'm sure on the card it tells you this is his hose that makes sure he maintains a current oxygen level at all times. But Battle Force 2000, yes, I did have most of these guys and their vehicles. But this helmet, this whatever this is just the combination of colors for this figure. Just
it's tragic, man. It's awful. It's such a bad figure.
Part of his file card says right here, I love it. The baddest, hottest disc jockey in Boston. Complicated sound equipment was no problem for him. I'm like, hooking up a microphone and plugging it into the soundboard. It's like, get out of here. Like, this is just goofy, but the outfit is just brutal. Triple C, have a good night,
Night,
buddy.
bud.
Get you some sleep. Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. Don't blame you at all. All right. Blasting through. So some of these are, guys, you have to understand, like, as I'm looking through some of these, you really have to understand how dumb, in my opinion, some of these are. So really quickly, here we go. This is our version 4 Cobra Commander. I'm sorry, the mask itself, and look at the indention on it right there. See, it's like, oh, does he have a big old hawk nose? Does he have a what is that? The helmet is stupid.
I hate that version of Cobra Commander, man.
And look at this, though. His mask is removable. And guess what? We get to see his face. And you know what he looks like? He looks like your drunkle. He looks like your drunkle after a bender for 3 days on the weekend.
It looks like Zap lost about 100 pounds and grew his eyebrows out.
I mean, come on, man. Then you get this accessory, but just the colors, the helmet, it's Cobra Commander. He deserved better than this, and we didn't get it. We got that. By then, again, of course, I was out. I'll show you guys a couple more. I have so many saved, I couldn't help it.
It was easy. When you start talking about the last 5-6 years, it got real easy.
Yes. So here's another one that I want to show you, and it's because of his job. His job, he is a saboteur. How is a saboteur supposed to sabotage in an outfit like this?
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do? Look at him. He's about to pull the trigger, baby, his love gun. But like, this is so
awful.
hideous. It's Firefly.
He is on my list too.
Come on.
Firefly, one of the coolest characters in the entire line and lore, and they did that to him.
Yeah, you come on, man. Like, this is, and look, there's about what 3 to 4 paint apps at most. That's fine. You say, hey man, but like, yeah, sabotage the fashion world. Exactly. When they roll this dude out on the red carpet.
Original Firefly only had like 2, and like, he was awesome.
I mean, just brutal. And then real quick,
Firefly.
My last one, I'll say my last figure. I've got some vehicles saved, but I don't even want to go with the figure. I'm gonna share this last one. And so that way, because like I said, I have several saved. I even have a couple of them stupid ninjas, Scarlet V2 Ninja. She looks like Poison Ivy. That's dumb. I'm one of my favorite characters of all time, and they turned him into Fred Flintstone, ladies and gentlemen. They gave him Fred Flintstone's shirt. They turned him into Fred Flintstone. Look at this shit. Tiger skin, schmuck, the schmuck like Fred Flintstone. Yeah, I get it, the American flag, but like, come on, man. Like, seriously.
He went shopping with Naugahyde. They shop at the same store.
Now, this is one of the things I want to show you. So you get gung-ho. All right, you get gung-ho. You start looking at the card art, and you start going like, man, it's not the best. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's the last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to turn it over to you. And it is a Roadblock figure. It's a Roadblock figure, and it's from late in the line. And I really, really, really want to show you guys this card art, because this is what I was talking about. As we start getting later in the line, we start getting into some of these like sub lines and these weird Star Brigade crap and all that kind of stuff. It's one thing I saw, and I saw it actually many weeks ago. And I just wanted to show y'all the picture real quick. And I thought it was just one of the goofiest things. Let's see. Try it real fast here. Come on. Did I have him saved? Maybe. Hang on. We're almost there, I promise you.
That's what she said.
I know, right? It's like, it makes for great content. So there's two Roblox card arts that they decided to make, and they used the same face for both of them. But what they did is they took the same face and they put it inside a helmet. All right. And whoever did the art, I don't know if they were just kind of moving stuff around. Here it is right here. Okay. I don't know if they decided to how they did this card art, but I want to share this
What's
card
up,
art.
Joe Fan 84, man? Thanks for you're late, but you're here. That's what matters.
Yeah, hey, that's nothing wrong with that. Look at this card art. Look at
Man.
look at the look at the
slap
face.
you on a bun and serve you for lunch.
Look at the face inside the helmet and tell me that shit. This is his mouth. What is he doing? Is he pressing his face up against the window like you go up to a window at a restaurant
Blow
or something? You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is atrocious. Like, this is bad news bears right here.
That's really bad.
And so I couldn't help it. I had to at least, show that. I just, looking through a lot of this stuff and seeing kind of some of the stuff they did. So anyway, so yeah, I have a bunch more, but those are just a few of them. So that's what I got. I will let you roll right through. Yeah, that's where the coleslaw goes. Yeah. Peter, put it right down my gullet. I'm just gonna suck on the window here. It's so stupid.
It's awful. Some of this stuff they were churning out then, man, was so bad. So
it really is.
So I'm gonna go through mine, and I'm gonna kind of run through them. I got a bunch saved too. I'm just gonna kind of blow through them, give a little bit of commentary. Most of mine are the pictures of the card and stuff. So first one I want to mention is an old one, an oldie but a goodie. It's Cover Girl. It's the first Cover Girl. This, we talked about Cover Girl earlier.
Yeah.
And this figure looks better than the Super 7 one to me.
Yeah.
And this, oh my God, this is so bad. She looks like a mannequin that somebody threw a wig on, like in a department store. Like if you were in the military and you went to the PX and they had mannequins, this is it right here. is Cover Girl. And I love Cover Girl and I love the Wolverine, but this figure was awful. I know back then the face sculpts they were still working on, but man, she's ugly. She is ugly.
That's really bad. That's Roseanne Barr. Okay.
Dude, it's awful. She's haunted my dreams because you're still kind of attracted to her somehow, right? So,
and that was so early, like nobody had that by the time you started really collecting. It's like, how do I get a hold of the Wolverine? How do I get me a Cover Girl? And
I had it, but I don't even remember when I got it, but I did have it. I've still got the Cover Girl.
Yeah.
I had her out for a little while.
Yeah, so, she ain't no Cover Girl in this one though.
No, she is not.
Wraith May says his O-ring makes up for it. I'm with you. Love Mule says 1981. Yeah, almost with this one.
83 on this one. Yeah. Like that. So, all right. So next one I got is Captain Gridiron from 1990. This sumbitch right here. I'm so glad that I was not able to watch the Deke cartoon because it was the Captain Gridiron show.
Yes, it was. It's awful.
Just terrible. And there's a lot of people that like this guy, and I don't know why. This is just my opinion. He was 1990, and I was still collecting. I was still buying Joes. I bought Joes up to 92. Although I only had a couple from that year. I did not buy this dude. This was past the point where I felt like I wanted every single figure. I hated this figure, and this was a great indicator of what was to come
That
was
gun's
this dude.
goofy too. That gun's
Yeah.
goofy. How do you
This-
shoot the missiles off of that gun where they're stacked that way? Like that's
Why does it have an optic on it?
it's hidden
What are
behind
you seeing?
look-
What are you
can't look
seeing
through
through
it.
there?
The
What are
ass
you
end of a
seeing?
missile.
A missile. So what are you seeing on there? It's awful. So I hated that dude. I hated.
God.
I
Joe
hated Captain
Fan
Red
84 wants that one actually. And it's good.
He,
Like that's cool. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I
definitely
mean,
you
it's
can get
not.
it, want it, have it. All absolutely.
You know, different people got into the line at
No doubt.
different times, and we got into it really early. And this is the stuff that turned us off of it. So
I had my refrigerator Perry mail away, and I was good
Yep.
with that football character, and I was good with hardball on the baseball end. Beyond that, they never did have a hockey character though.
No, I don't know. They didn't, did they?
No.
So this is one that might hurt some butts.
Might hurt some butts. How do you train a bobcat?
I never. And look, man, look at him like that's a werewolf. That's a werecat. That's Michael Jackson Thriller cat.
That's the very end of the video when he turns around and he's like,
Yep. Yeah. Vincent Price laughing. But I like the idea of the character, and I like the idea of the bobcat. But this is like this picture's like somebody went up to Max was the cat's name's like somebody went up to him and tapped him right beside his tail and went and scared him.
Yes.
But I never liked these guys. I've got him, but I know a lot of people like Spearhead.
The orange and
I hate it.
Yeah, it is definitely kind of out there. Dusty had your classic desert camo.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd call this. I don't know if any military ever would wear this.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Going undercover hunting clowns or something, but so I put the date up there too. So he was an 88 figure. So they were.
I don't even know what his gun is. That a suppressor? What is that?
It's a bayonet.
I know that. Yeah. I know the bayonet, but is that like that looks like a freaking Coke can. It looks like a really long Red Bull can right now. But look at the plastic gun compared to that picture though. If you scroll down, look at that. Like that looks way different.
Two magazines in that gun. I never noticed that.
Two different types of magazines in that gun.
He was not going to run out.
No, he wasn't.
But I never liked the color scheme of Spearhead. I never did like that. I thought the mold and the sculpt and all was good, but I hated. He looks like a creamsicle. He looks like an orange creamsicle that's melting.
Yeah.
Like a push pop. He was a push pop in Max. So next, I got this sumbitch. Absolutely ruined one of the best characters that they've ever made.
I had him on my list too. I just didn't show him, but I agree with you.
And he comes real ninja action. He comes with spring action, Moroto chop.
He also has if you actually look at the description on like 3D Joe's, he has a hidden elbow spike or some shit like that.
Yeah,
I think he does,
right here.
Right? Yeah, hidden elbow spike.
Yeah, this is I never saw this dude on the shelf. I never really went looking for him. He was a 93 figure, and I was not. I did not have one figure from 93. I did have this figure later. I bought it carded in the early 2000s.
Right.
Pixel Dan.
This is also where they were using the weapon trees.
Yes, right? They started going with the weapon trees with the sprue stuck all over them when you pulled them off.
God bless, man.
Absolute abomination. I hated it.
Hole cutting.
Glad I was out of the line. Yeah, hole cutting. Yeah, I've got the hole cutting fins. Nice. Avalanche. You mentioned Battle Force 2000.
And I had him. I had his vehicle. I get it. Like I was still in at that time, but it really was the end of the line pretty much for me, I think, at about that point.
And they had these figures planned before the vehicles were done because he's just the snow vehicle driver.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Like just put him out without the vehicle.
Even in 1987, when these guys come out, they were so far out of left field. Like I think I had almost all of them. I didn't have all the vehicles,
I had most all of them. I think I had at least 3 of the vehicles, maybe 4.
but this dude was awful. I hate the helmet. I hate the outfit. Even for being a snow guy, and I like the snow guys, I hated this dude. So then I got your boy. I got Desert Paratrooper Flint from 1994.
I mean, Flint, truthfully, in my eyes, there's V1 Flint. That's all you need. You don't need another version. He's warrant officer. You know, you don't need V2 or Tiger Fort, whatever, but V1 Flint, you just don't need anything else. I'm sorry.
This character, and it's not, the figure is not honestly that bad looking.
It's not that bad.
But trying to make that Flint in my mind, and he's got this weird samurai looking belt.
It doesn't look like him. Well, it's not. That's the thing, though, right? That's not a belt. Supposedly, that's a continuation of his shirt. If you look at the card art and you look at his actual belt, the belt is lighter and it's got the suspenders, or it's got the whatever.
It's true.
So that's actually the continuation of his cover.
His untucked shirt. So that figure's awful. So I always thought Grunt was pretty bad. Early, one of the first Joes.
It's the hairline. I never
could on the hairline. The face.
You hate on the hairline and that ugly mug. That's what you hating on. I get it. I get it.
Never could get over the face on Grunt.
That's an ugly son of a bitch.
And so that face, that scarred me. And I love Grunt. Grunt's one of my favorite, one of the early Joes, man. But
Grunt didn't get no play though in like.
Look at me.
He looks pissed off. You know what he looks like? Clarence Boddicker.
Oh yeah, Kurtwood Smith. A little
bit.
I can see it. That's my boys.
And
Bodicker's my boy.
Yeah, and so
with some glasses on him.
That's right. Yeah, the hairline and everything. Look, I do think somewhat it's a little bold to have this character. Okay, number one. Now, I will say, early in the line, removable helmet, awesome. M16, awesome. That's your classic green shirt. And the hairline being that far back, it is totally different than what you think about your leading man green shirt, whatever. And so I appreciate the approach, but you are correct. This is a hideous man. And I'd much rather him with his helmet on.
Looks like he joined Joe to escape being put on.
Dude, did he? Right? Like he'd probably sign up for G.I. Joe right now if he could. So, oh my God, I'm so glad, because you know what? He has a square on my stream deck. This is so. Can I say it? Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is really super gay. Like this is super gay. This is classic like portrayal of a gay biker trope. Does that make sense? I know he's a ninja, but to me, with the mask and the like leather pants or whatever's going on there,
splattered. You remember the paint splattered everything and the puff paint?
Yes.
I mean,
it's like, hey y'all. And look,
y'all
again,
be on Ninja Force.
Would you like to join Ninja Force? I don't give a shit, but you know, we can joke, right?
And he's got the Suzuki Slam.
I don't even know what the hell that is. There's another one.
He's coming to slam some Suzuki.
Who's the
and
ninja
some sausage?
There's a ninja out of the Shadow Ninjas or Ninja Force. It's called like Chabam or something like that. Chabang or something. Like
we'll be getting Chabang in Classified. He's got a big following. I don't know why.
Well,
he was like
I
the one
don't
that
either.
Like you couldn't understand him or something. I don't. He was in the comic. He was in the Ninja Force.
It should have been a silent character with a name like that.
And this, they don't even like use a nice looking
This
color
is
paint
so-
purple for this dude.
No, it's terrible. It's
It,
terrible. And then
it is.
the look, and on top of that, look at the figure itself, like the paint apps, because it's just
It's awful.
yeah, I see it. I see the strap, right? Okay, so it's strapped on there. He's got the nunchucks, he's got the size, he's got the sword. Like, who in the hell would have all that shit strapped on the front of their body?
I know.
Without a damn shirt.
That has got to be the strongest strap that has ever been issued.
It's about what, an inch wide?
Yeah, it's got to be. I am as lazy as this figure is, and as awful and hideous and scarring as it is, I will give them credit that they actually took the time to make this black instead of this same color.
And you know what? I'm with you. I'll give them credit because if you look at the strap, it goes under the side.
Yeah.
So as the side fits in, it looks like it slides in blade and then under the two blades on the outside. I'll give them credit for that, but that's about all I can give them credit for.
And if you notice,
looking figure.
If you notice right down here at the bottom, the black does not continue, and it goes right back into this awful mauve color, right into his detachable beads there.
I don't even want to know what those beads are for. I don't want to know where those beads have been, and I don't want to know what those beads are for, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Joe Fan and Wraith both look like that would be some chafing going on. So this, I can't imagine anybody saw this in the store and said, "Oh, Bonsai, I finally found him."
I mean, seriously, come on now.
This dude's so terrible.
Beads of fury.
That's awesome.
What's up, Todd?
So,
yeah,
was there anybody that found this guy in the store and was like, "I finally found him. I've been looking all over for Bonsai"?
I mean, at that point, I'd have to say most of your kids that were now, Joe Fan 84 started collecting in like what, say 89, I think it was. Is that right? Like 89. So as you start getting into them, then the next 2-3 years, as you're 5 or 6, 7, 8 years old, see, Joe Fan says, "I got it for Christmas." But you have at least being objective and looking at this figure as an adult, it is one of those things where you look at it, you go, okay, where were they going? What were they thinking? Like, I get it. It's a subline. They're doing Ninja Force and all that. You got about 6 of them or whatever it was. But like at this point in time, they're really reaching, right?
Yeah,
really
they were reaching. Yeah,
your mind, your Major Blood from the early 90s starts looking, that one is weird. That's the Major Blood that actually has the spike coming off his elbow. I think it's Major Blood, not Zartan. But you start seeing some of your older figures recycled, but they start really looking so far beyond what maybe like the one I got that I would not be interested, right, in getting it, even if I was still collecting, because it would just look so foreign to me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I'm like, this ain't even the concept anymore.
That's where you think it's just a different line altogether. You take the G.I. Joe name and you just move the name off of it and call it something else.
Joe Fan said they were a little pricey. I got core mostly. Some of the core figures were pretty good. I had a couple of them.
There's a couple here and there.
Ronnie Trickshot is a huge core fan. He's got 100 and something of them. He just showed off in a video. So if you do have any affinity for the core still, go check out Ronnie Trickshot's video. He just did on the core.
Absolutely.
I watched it. So I'm gonna go through the rest of them pretty quick because I got a bunch more. So I'm just gonna kind of go through them. There's his file card. So I saved it. It's so bad. Standard issue Ninja Force footwear, a high impact knee brace, lead filled nunchakus. So his nunchucks are actually full of lead.
Well, so also something I want to ask for anybody that might remember or know, like, why would they release a V3 Outback and a V4 Outback literally either in the same year or back to back? And the variance is literally just a black helmet and like, the pants. I mean, the colors are different, but why would you do that? Why would you release a V2, V3, or V3, V4 in the same year, but You know what I mean? Like I just started
Yeah.
noticing some of those things, like some of those characters they would release back to back, and there would just
They
be a little
just
bit of a
shoot a
paint
different paint
colors.
app in
Why
one or two
odd?
spots.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
strange on some of those.
So Zorana, kind of the cover girl thing. I love the character of Zorana. I like her in the cartoon. I like her in the comic.
Sure.
But damn, she ugly.
Yeah, no, she almost made my list. I'm with you, man. That's a terrible figure, and of course they did change this figure, right? In mid-run, right?
Earrings.
The earrings, right?
And there was another hair too. There was a
Uh-huh.
different
That's
hair
right.
that was kind of a nod. The classified was kind of a nod one to the hair. So.
Yeah, and Matthew Michael Ironsides as Grunt. That's also correct,
that's a
right?
good one too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I got him. We talked about him. Absolutely. He's got to make any list of disappointing Real American Hero figures. And him. So I got
Viper. Yes. This shit is dumb. This shit is
Mega
so
Monster.
Dumb. I have Predacon on my list. I have the couple other one like that too. Yeah. I think those are just goofy.
I never saw any of these guys when I was a kid, a teen by this point. And if I had of, I would have passed right over them. Like, yeah, these are more along the lines of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. Turtles was still riding a pretty high wave, and by the time these guys come out, even Turtles had ventured into 100 different subsets and Hollywood Turtles and all that shit. And I really think by making these bigger and brighter, they were kind of going after that. This dude looks like Baxter Stockman as the Fly. So no, not my thing. Anybody that's into it, that's your prerogative, but I was not.
Some of the vehicles that started getting repaints, like the Cobra Invader, which was the Pogo, and it's kind of like, okay, great, we have a Star Brigade Pogo, but now it's just got bright green stuff on it. You know, that Cobra Commander. I did not mind as much with the hooded one, except I wish the hood was a little longer.
Was the
on
eyebrows?
That figure, it was the eyebrow. Yes.
So I thought I had the figure saved. I got out of order. So fast draw. This dude looked like he was wearing an ostrich quill blanket to me.
It's like a NASA suit, or something.
I never cared for him. I thought he was an awful figure. He's got a lot of fans too. Fast Draw's got a lot of fans.
I don't doubt that at all. There's probably a lot of them that you and I are joking about, where there's probably tens of thousands of people that or whatever that love some of these figures. I mean, I get it.
But I had him. I still have him. I just I didn't play with him much. He was just too meh. I didn't like him.
I may have had him. I don't remember him. Honestly.
So hey, there's that guy again. You talked about him. I also hate this figure. I didn't have it. Wouldn't have bought it.
So So then you get this one with the camo pattern and the bald head. Then you get the Fred Flintstone version, and it's just like, why? Like what? Okay, American flag, great. I'd like to have the American flag, but why? Like, I don't know why you needed to do this with Gung Ho.
Yeah,
Roadblock's the same way. Roadblock's the same way. They have way too many versions, and it just looks goofy.
Now there were, from that time period, there were a few decent standout figures. Like, I mean, there was the Battle Corps Wild Bill is one of the best looking figures they ever made in the cavalry.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got him. He's hanging up right over here, man, on card.
That far. I wouldn't go that far personally. But I'm with you.
But I'm also a huge Wild Bill fan too.
Right.
So. But they did not ruin his character by giving him that outfit.
Oh, no. But I think the Star Brigade stuff is really goofy. Now,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I would actually like to have all of the Street Fighter figures, to be quite honest with you, because I actually
they're
think they're
kind of
good.
pricey.
I know, but I think they're good representations. But like, most of your Battle Core and your Shadow Ninjas and your Star Brigade and all that kind of stuff just starts to really get like this is a company that's really reaching, and they're just chasing trends, and they're no longer the big kid on the block. And
Yeah,
it is right. It happens. And at that time in particular, of action figures in the 80s, mainly in the 80s, was where it was really at. And as kids start to age, right, then new
yeah,
kids take their place and they're into different stuff. And you're trying to find out what are these kids into. Star Brigade, see the big helmets with the big
yep,
backs on them. That's
yeah. A
very,
lot of them had the
yes, and
same
I think
helmet.
it's so goofy looking.
It's
Um,
so bad. I think I got his file card either way. So there's got Eco Warriors. I had to get an Eco
yeah,
Warriors on here.
yeah.
Clean sweep with this giant whatever tank vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
And
I know
it really shoots water.
it really does shoot water, ladies and gentlemen, and don't aim it at your face. Okay? Don't do it. You will get
It's
water all over your face and in your eyeballs, and it won't feel good because it'll come from an Eco Warriors character, and you'll be embarrassed.
I will say though, some of the Cobra Eco Warriors, I love Cesspool.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get Cesspool unclassified.
so that's so funny that you mentioned cesspool too, because he was on my list. I think that
I thought he may be.
yeah, I can't. Like I'm like, what in the living hell? And he's got the big scar, right? He
Yeah,
got the big
I
scar.
like him. I
Um
like Cesspool.
he's just and then the helmet. Look, I like the big cobra on his chest, but also too when we start to get into the like Headman and the all that crap, I just start getting. I mean, that doesn't even
Yeah.
that looks like Roadblock. Look at the
Yes, it
card
does.
art.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
it's stupid.
It's the same yell from a different
It's
perspective.
from a different perspective, and he's trying to suck on the glass. He's trying to put his lips
Mhm.
on the helmet of the glass that Roadblock is in. That's what Bender is doing right now.
And he
It's
comes
so
with
weird.
a lightning bolt sword looking you had the
Come
OG
on,
mind
man.
bender on there. I had to put this one on there because
Yeah,
even as ridiculous as the OG one was, once you've gotten used to the idea of what he is and who he is and how he looks,
right.
then they come out with this one and you're like, yeah, this dude ain't
But I
whatever
mean,
this thing is, he ain't firing it, you
the
know?
the the yellow pants, the deep dark, almost purple shirt with the or the gold and it's like what about this design did they think this is Dr. Mindbender? Like what
Yeah.
exactly in their minds did they think that this is what you wanted? You wanted the Lobot control thing around the back of his head with it's not a monocle anymore, it's a targeting system, and then he's
Yeah.
got the fucking microphone hanging down by his mouth, and it's just like he's not a communications person. He's not a like it's he's a master of mind control. Well, what the hell has he got in his hand? What
Yeah.
is he wearing? What does that have to do with mind control?
Yeah, and toys are toys, but even at this point, though, you have to look at it. And even as a kid, if you can read, you're like, "What?"
Yes, Matthew. Yes. Yes, window
M-
lickers. That's correct. Take it to the
Many,
bank. Deposit it.
many were.
Deposit it in the bank right now. I'm saying it. Come
So
at me.
here's
Come at me,
Space
bro.
Shot. Yeah,
Oh, I almost had him on my list too. Now, the one thing I will say about this particular character, I am a fan of uniforms that have the buttons and the fold that goes over and down, like come
yeah,
down. You know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah.
I
I
do
like
like
those
that.
too.
I do like that. And so this uniform for me, I'm somewhat okay with, but when you put the helmet on it
It's the
and
helmet, man.
and then the shin guards, why does he have shin guards? Oh, I don't know, because he might hit his shins on the side of the spaceship while he's in space. I don't know. But But the coat for me, okay, get rid of the shoulder pieces.
Yeah.
Then I'd have been okay with it. But this guy who is he?
I
What is
no idea who this dude is. He's and he
he's
comes with
space shot.
a cosmic climbing backpack for climbing around outside the space shuttle in space where there's no gravity. Like the stuff that they come out with, that is the stuff that scarring is by this point for me, seeing how far G.I. Joe had fallen went by the time we got here.
It's yeah, I know, right? And Joe fan, yeah, would have been come with the define, right, makes sense. Once you start getting into, yeah, so I was gonna bring him up too and say, like, why did you let them do this to you, buddy? Why did you let them turn you into like a day glow painted, nightclub dancer in a cage? Because that's exactly what they did with Road Pig. They turned him and look at his cod piece. And they're like, we're going to highlight that big cod piece there for you, buddy.
With the spray on damn orange. He's orange, man. Like,
right. They took his white hair, they make it orange. They give him the green stripe. Then he has the two. So those things around his arm right there. Those are like those glow sticks, except they're the glow things you put around your arms.
Oh, the wristbands, yeah.
Man, so that's what he's got. So he is a cage dancer in a nightclub. Okay, that's what they turned him into.
Bro's been hanging out with Mindbender too long.
Dude, you already know, man. He been getting a piece of he been getting some of that blue oyster. Been going down to the blue oyster, hanging out with his buddies. You already
I got
know.
this dude. Got him on there too. Hated this version.
Yeah, no, just brutal. And when you go back and look at the classics, though, and you go back and look at the cartoon, you go back and look at the comics and stuff like that, and then you see these versions, and you compare them, you contrast them, then yes, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe this is the one that I grew up on, right? Maybe, at that time I was, 8 or 9 years old, 7, 8, 9 years old in 1991, 1989, 1990. So I fully understand, but when you start contrasting them and comparing them against the older figures, and you start looking at the card art, you start looking at their weapons and the colors and just, paint apps, it's undeniable. Like, it's just undeniable. And so even if you had them as a kid, you just have to go back and kind of go, man, it's, unless you're just really into that, the wild stuff. And if Ronnie's into 82 to 94, that's a good 12-year run. But I'd say the last probably about 4 or 5 years of it was like watching a boxer get old. It was like watching Emmitt Smith play for the Cardinals. It was like, it was like watching Franco Harris play for the Seahawks.
It was bad. It got rough at the end. So do you want to run through any vehicles really quickly?
Man, number one, I know that you definitely need to kind of try to get up out of here. I will say that I'll give you a couple real fast that I'll share. And I'm just going to literally just blast them real fast. Number one, if you're Ninja Force, I don't think that you need to have anything that looks like this. Okay. I think this is goofy. I think this is stupid. I don't know what this is supposed to be. You're a ninja. And so what are you driving? Something with a fucking claw on it? Like, this is dumb. This is super, super dumb.
That's the pile Space Shot should drive.
That's what I'm saying. This is the Ninja Raider pile driver, rapid assault, tornado attack. Come on, man. Like, we talking ninjas, yo. We talking ninjas.
I have that one. I have that one saved too. I thought I did. I've got that one in my vehicle.
So I'm yeah, man. And then I'm gonna bring up another one real quick. This is one that came out when I was definitely still collecting, but I think it's just super goofy, and it's the Buzz Bore. Who would want to drive this? You can't even see where you're going. You literally can't see where you're going. Like, come on, man. Like,
War chest full of toys is here. What's up?
there we
War
go.
chest?
Yeah, he loves that Star Brigade. I get it, man. And you like that Blue Oyster Bar too, don't you? No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing. But I will say, listen, if people bagging on these makes it cheaper for people to buy, then I will continue to bag away, baby. Trust me on that. Here's another one that's goofy. This is dumb. Like, this is just dumb. Like, you know what I really want to do? I wanted to find like a meme video or YouTube video of somebody riding one of those miniature motorcycles that were really popular about 20 years ago. And
They did one of those too.
and I wanted to send this guy running, just flying into a wall. Like it was like, but here's my thing about this thing too. Imagine if you were riding this. I want you guys to look at something real quick. Let me just spin this around. Where do you think that fin is going to end up? Where do you think that fin's going to end up?
Yeah.
Because his knees aren't even on the rocket sled. So where do you think your nuts are going to go? Right on that fin.
Gonna take off a little too fast and get a surprise.
This whole thing right here is some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Look at this embarrassing.
There's the mini bike. War Chest said the Shriners wouldn't ride.
Hello, exactly. Look at Shockwave. That's embarrassing, bro. Look at Repeater. That's embarrassing, bro. Look at Hit and Run. That's embarrassing, bro. Look at Eco Toxic Viper, whatever the hell he is. Look, that's embarrassing. And then this poor bloke, look at this fool. Now, where do you think this motherfucker's going to end up? Would you trust something like this? If they sent you, if Cobra Commander told you, go strap that on your ass, and I want you to go take off, where the hell you think you're going to end up?
Be time to defect.
Come on, man. Like, these are so dumb, and I get it, but like, I just thought they were so goofy. But yes, the Cobra Bug, we all agree, that's stupid. It looks stupid. There are many, many others, but that was just a few of them I had. I couldn't help it, man. I was like, I can't quit railing on the mini vehicles because I think they just make the figures look so stupid.
They were rough. I had a couple. I didn't have any of those, but that you showed. But I had a couple of the earlier ones that they did.
The ones that would crawl across the line.
Yeah.
Remember that one? You'd wind it up. Okay, fine.
Mountain
got a line on it.
crawler.
Mountain climbers, isn't that or whatever? But even that one Cobra Commander that comes with the sticky thing, it's like a circle, and it's like that goofy.
That was the Star Brigade one, I think.
It was, yes.
These like the stick
super goofy mini vehicles. I just thought they were so sound. Yes, War Chest, and I agree with you 100%. He did design those toys.
So
I had that.
I think I had it too. I never really cared for this one. I thought this one was kind of dumb. It's like a knockoff of a mashup of the All Striker and something. I never cared for the Eliminator. The Battle Wagon was past my time, but this thing was just absolutely ridiculous. I need to look at this shit. This awful battery operated rapid fire cannon, like a bunch of extra missiles over here, missiles.
But you know they had to, right? Like they had to do that. They had to do all those the firing stuff. Because that was kind of the deal, right? That was what was popular, and happening, and so I get it, but I'm not obviously.
This is not one I ever had, nor one that I probably would have.
The Battle Wagon. Oh God, the Blockbuster. What the hell?
Blockbuster. So this was, I mean, the idea of a giant special edition wind chill. The idea of an oversized 6-wheel off-road tank is cool, but these dudes, like, they're exposed. This got this ridiculous cannon thing on top.
So many of those vehicles where they were exposed. I mean, as a kid, it was like, how many guys can I fit on this thing? Right? It was awesome. But when you go back and look at it, it is kind of funny because it's kind of like, yeah, I guess.
Just never. I missed this one, and again, this is one I don't think I'd have been interested in. I got the buzz bore, which I did have the buzz bore, and it was actually pretty fun to play with, but not practical at all. So
no, I had it.
Yeah,
of course I did.
I had this. Right? I had the Coastal Defender.
The Coastal Defender too. I think it's what's the one with the Cobras where they're all out? It's a float and it's got 3-sided guns.
The sled, the hydro sled.
No, it's not the hydro sled. It's like some little floating thing, and it's like
an island.
Yeah, it has no propulsion. There's just out there floating. Yeah. They can't go anywhere. It's like, that's horrible. That's the Coastal Defender. I love it because it's a box and it's like, hey,
it's just a box.
Falcon, we're gonna need you to go get in this box, and we're gonna pull that box into a middle of a fire zone, into a war zone, and we're and then by the element of surprise, we're gonna open the box.
You're gonna pull the lever in your right hand, and the box panels are gonna collapse, and you're gonna fire 4 missiles, and then you're gonna die.
And then you're gonna die. Welcome to the jungle.
So this is what they did to Falcon after his court martial.
Oh wow!
They assigned him to the Coastal Defender, and what better Joe to defend the coast than Falcon?
Yeah, of course.
This
oh my god,
absolute mess,
abomination of a toy.
I didn't have it. Like I don't think I'd have been into this.
What is happening here?
There's so much going on with this thing.
It's incredible.
It's just this rolling platform with guns and foot pegs and shit stuck all over it. Up here you got a topside mounting a little mini rocket launcher with twin guns on the back. It's just, I guess it's loaded with play features.
Oh my god, there's one I saw that has like I don't know if it's a chopper on the top, but then it's like a thing that rises up, like a column that rises up, and then there's like 4 missiles that are sticking out from underneath it, and I'm like, so what are you supposed to do there?
So it's like these guys they designed this, and they took every gimmick and every gun turret and every wheel that they've ever made in G.I. Joe, and just like, well, let's see if we can slap that sumbitch together and get it all to stick. And this thing, this was a large playset, man. This thing's an abomination.
No, it really is. And look, Wraith Mason, no
threat there.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that, right? Like you don't have to worry about that. The Rolling Thunder has respect. All right.
This may be the one you're talking about with
the battle barge. It's the battle barge.
Oh,
No. I'll show you the one I was talking about with the missiles coming from up underneath it, and it's just the goofiest thing. It's like, so what are they supposed to do with this thing? Here, I'll find it real quick.
This was the new headquarters, and it does have an elevator thing in it.
Yep.
Like I could see where kids. This has got a lot of playability in it.
Look at the picture. Look at Storm Shadow. What is he doing? What is Storm Shadow doing?
I got to find him. There's so much going on. He's getting ready to jump down off that elevator and cut some bitches.
I mean, I guess everybody's shooting, right? Everybody's firing a gun, and then Storm Shadow's like, I'm gonna swing my sword.
I will swing my sword at you
and hope that I deflect a bullet.
I will jump down and chop this tank.
I mean, seriously, it's like, what in the world?
I can see where this would have had a lot of playability with it for kids. So to me, it's just it's awful. But I can see where kids that were buying Joes at this time would be interested in something like this.
I
And
think it's
you can
about
put like
the
483
multiple.
figures on it somewhere. It says,
Right.
yeah,
It's kind of like it's the multiple 50 figures. It's I think at that time you're looking for things that you can turn into, multifaceted kind of deals, right? And that's kind of one of them where you could say, okay, well, this not only turns into this, but you can take this part off, or you can combine
yeah.
these 4 vehicles and they combine to make this, something of that nature. I could definitely see.
And if you ever wonder what Fred Flintstone Gung Ho did with that flag, he climbed up on this
right. Okay,
abomination and
I found
stuck
it.
it up here.
Yep. Okay, so I found it real quick. I'll show this to you. I know that you probably need to be getting on here pretty soon because you do have an early morning, and I don't want to keep you, going too late here. Real quick, here's the one I wanted to share. So tell me, what exactly are these missiles? Where are they supposed to go? Right into the bottom of that? Are they supposed to go right into the bottom of that? Whatever, like this is a hammerhead. It is a detachable sled and submarine. It's obviously amphibious, but like the missiles though, like what if they accidentally don't get this thing off? Like the missiles are right underneath it. Like it's mounted right underneath the thing, right? So like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, what are they doing?
It's truly awful. It's so bad.
All right, man.
It's so bad.
We could go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But it is about 11:30, almost 11:25 almost, and you do have an early morning, much
Yeah,
earlier
gotta
than
be
normal.
up in about 5 hours, 5.5 hours.
So as I let you kind of sign us out or whatever, I was say thanks to everybody in the chat for sure. As always, it's much more fun when you guys are here. That's for
always
sure.
I appreciate everybody that has tuned in and hung out and dropped in and dropped out. Hit that like. I appreciate it if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys. You do definitely make this worthwhile and worth doing. Make it fun for us as well. Pot Blender, what you got going on? What you got coming up on your channel?
Well, I've got to just finish my Agatha video, which is a short one because the episode literally didn't do much of anything at all. It was an escape room episode, and really no character growth. It's a pretty bad show, actually.
I got one thing when you do that. I want to see if something I noticed in that episode that's an error. I guess I want to see if you call it out.
And so that's it. Obviously next Tuesday with Matthew. Now Friday, my son does have a home football game, but it's been a little wacky this year with weather and like schedule. They've been off a couple weeks here and this and that. So so hopefully Friday night we'll be hanging out at the usual time. I'd say,
there's a pit Friday night.
Yeah, that's true. So I may have to do, so I can't do Saturday. I could do Friday early, and it may be a video game stream. So if you guys are interested in watching me play Fallout London, I'll probably do a couple hours of playing Fallout London and just kind of do a video stream and just kind of chat with whoever wants to show up instead of going through news stories. I may just do a little video game stream, and then if anybody wants to tune in as a member on Punk's Pit, come on and join us, man. Hang out, shoot the shit. It's fun. So yeah, that's about it. But I'll get this video out, and then next Tuesday with Matthew, obviously, with our show. Next Tuesday night.
Any idea what you guys are gonna have topic wise yet for next
week?
I can tell you, I'm sure.
Penguin Joker 2, which the reviews on that are starting to trickle out, and they are not going to be it's not going to be good. As a matter of fact, I think this movie is going to have a hard time making its budget back after marketing and everything. They tripled.
It's not the buzz is not good.
Not at all. And I think word of mouth is really going to stunt the growth of that movie, and I think people are there. No one's going to go see it twice if that, and that makes a big difference. So so we'll talk about Joker 2 and the box office for that. I may go ahead and just go see it so I can give an honest review on it. And then so that's it. So next Tuesday, me and Matthew come up with a name. We'll get a new name for the show. No big deal. Like I said, as long as people show up for it, we'll figure it out. And that's about it, man. Joe fan, thanks for subbing to the channel too. And so yeah, man, I really appreciate it. And get some more stuff out for sure.
Wraith Mace has a big video dropping at 1 p.m. Eastern, I imagine, because you're in Eastern. So look for that on Wraith Mace's channel and know what that is. So that's
Transformers dope. 1. I forgot. Transformers 1, Todd. See, that's right. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I have, and I do want to go see that as well. But if I can catch Wraith Mace's video coming up, I'm definitely gonna watch it, and then hopefully I'll be able to go and go watch Transformers 1 and maybe Joker. So we'll see what's up.
Word. I don't really have a whole lot going on. There's we mentioned Punk's Pit. I'll probably hop on there, or I'll at least be tuned in for it. I was planning on doing a Falcon and Coral video, but this weekend, but I don't look like that's gonna happen. I do have I gotta do a video on this guy.
Yeah.
I got him in the other day, and I just didn't really want to do one of my standard review like I do them because I wanted to get him out. I haven't even got his accessories out yet. They're all still in the box. I just wanted to get this dude out and pose him and kind of check him out. So I'll probably do a quick-ish for my style, little different style video for him, and hopefully make it to ICCC. And if I go, I will do some footage and try to get a video out for that, and hopefully get a couple pictures hanging out with Mython the Python and anybody else that might show up there. Oh, not really big anything coming up. I do need some sunshine because I got some pictures I want to try to do outside. So we'll see. Don't ever know. It's supposed to be really nice this weekend, a little warm. So we'll see what happens. Just got to get to the weekend. So that is it as far as stuff going on. So hang out for a minute backstage. Pop, I need to something I forgot to ask you earlier. And that is it, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in on 3-Star Draw for 7's Wild. We will be back again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Here comes a surprise.